Oh, we can't do that.
Back on the sauce tonight.
Back on the sauce. I'll join you. Cheers. Guinness 0.0. I tell you what, it's a really good drink, I have to say. Not bad.
I'm on Foster's Shandy, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, well, that's okay to drive. It's 3%. It's not a lot, I know, but still 3%.
It adds up,
anyway,
mate.
Other brands are available.
Other brands are available. And 3%, 3 points is a good number that we like to see on this show, unfortunately.
It's not a bad drink, actually.
It's not. Is it the, what was the Radler, isn't it? But they call it the Shandy now.
It's all right. It's nice.
Good. Anyway, evening, Cole. Nice to see you.
Evening.
In a new top, I see.
Yeah, another new top, yeah.
Same.
Another freebie from the shop.
Freebie, I wish. There we go. Look, I like
this
one.
Yeah, I like that one. Product placement. Yeah. We like it. We want a bit of product placement.
We do. We like it. And I'll tell you what, I can't say too much because he's a friend of the show, but Liam has got some bangers dropping into the shop in the next few months and few weeks.
Sausages.
Well, bigger than that, Cole. Maybe some sausages. Who knows? Maybe cows will chug a few through. But there's some very exciting stock, and I'm hoping, as I'm speaking to him, that he will be back on the show soon to reveal all.
Really?
Yes. And update. Hold on. Don's Unplugged update. I spoke to Paul Warren when I was in Club Platinum. I told him, what you're playing at, get yourself back on the show. Everyone's waiting to chat to you. So he was like, yeah, I'm up for it. So we just need...
We just need the club to respond to our emails, don't we?
So Warney's up for it.
Yeah. So we.
You know, Ollie's up for it. We're up for it. We now
people at home are up for it.
We might have to start a petition if it carries on, but Warney was more than up for it anyway. So I can confirm.
I've heard that about him.
So yeah, hopefully next few weeks, it all being well. To be fair, Cole, we've been in touch with the club, so we're getting it sorted.
This has got absolutely nothing to do with the show, but I got an acca up on at the weekend.
Carry on, go on.
Yeah. That's what's left of it.
That good, that insightful. What happened?
Parsnip got it. Parsnip chewed my bet up.
I hope it didn't win.
It did win.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But I've got the barcode. You can't see very well, but the barcode is still intact. But as you can see, look.
Chelsea's.
Look. That's the end of my bet.
Well, I hope it wasn't too much, Cole.
No, I'm hoping to get it.
Anyway. Bless him.
Anyway.
Another packed show, another interesting show. A seesaw, I'm going to call this show, because we've got some highlights, and we've got some lowlights and everything in between. It's going to be up and down tonight.
Right.
Up and down tonight.
I'm looking forward to watching this show.
Me too. I'm trying to.
Have you ever watched this show?
I have. I've watched it back a few times. Which means that we're really sad, Cole. But
yeah,
I must admit, on the TV, so I thought, you know what, I'll watch it. There we are.
I must admit, on occasions, I have watched it, and I've sat here chuckling away to it. So
it's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. Could be worse.
Anyway, show
71.
Show 71, Cole. We are closing in on the big 100.
We'll never make it.
We better bloody do, that's for sure. But 71 shows since we restarted under our new format of Don's Unplugged. And again, we could not have done this, and we still can't do this without the able assistance of Mr. Kaz and your good self.
He's getting a new van, you know.
I know he is.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a rather big surprise that will be revealed,
but not till December. Apparently,
not till December. But it will be live on this show.
Live. We will do the reveal.
We will interrupt this program for a live
interrupt my cheeseburger.
Exactly. There you go. I'll be the film and you'll do the talking.
Yeah, he's going to get a bigger van so he can serve more people quicker.
More people, quicker facilities, and some exciting things to come as well. So we're looking forward to it, Kaz. And again, as always, thank you. Outside Gate 7 on the match day, please go and visit Kaz. Not only supporting the local community, but a great guy who does so much for the local area, to be quite honest, and he does. He does. Anyway, tonight's show, we've got quite a lot on. So we have, as always, Mr. Luke Payne, the Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged world, talking all things, I would say, about a football team, but they were a bit dodgy, so maybe it's a dodgy Barnet. There we go. No, Cole? No? Same time next week. I'll try it again. Never mind.
At least you're not wearing that ginger beard this week.
I can do it. It's fine. I've still got it. Got it. Maybe after one of the videos, I'll put it on for a laugh. But yeah, Luke's going to talk all things Barnet and then obviously all things Salford as well.
And we're going to have a little chat about Barnet as well, aren't we?
We are.
And we invite you people at home to chat about Barnet.
Absolutely. We're going to talk injury of the week. There are two. And we're going to talk a bit more about that. We've got team talk with Chris and Ryan. Callum was not well this week, so feel better soon.
What is it about that lot?
Mate, to be
They're
fair,
always unwell.
Yeah, it's horrible at the moment. Whatever's going around has been going around for everyone. Yeah. But yeah, feel better soon, Callum. I know you watch the show, and again, thank you for the input that you brought into it. We appreciate you, and I know Chris was unwell, so I'm hoping he feels better soon. I know Ryan was as well, so I hope all of the team are back on their feet.
I'm looking forward to this next bit.
Well, just like Carol Vorderman in the heyday of Countdown, she used to give people mathematics quizzes, or what do we used to call it? A conundrum. A conundrum.
The Countdown conundrum.
We have a conundrum for you tonight, and we're going to ask you to get involved, put some comments.
I've got opinions on this as well.
I know you have. Yeah, so we'll be looking forward to that as well. Would you risk the returning players this weekend to try and get the job done, knowing they could get injured again and not be available for the playoffs if that is our fate?
If that's our fate.
Now, we're not being negative. We're just playing devil's advocate.
We're just asking the question.
Question posed. So, Ollie, if you're watching, don't get wound up. I know you're saying we're going to win a title. I'm still with you on it. But we've got to pose the question. We want your input. We are going to talk to, as well, one of our favourite guests from the Salford Massive, which is Danny. And for those of you, if you remember from last season's show,
he's got a huge microphone.
This season, he has a very big microphone. That's not a euphemism; it's an actual thing. It should be on Match of the Day, to be honest with it. But we're looking forward to having Danny.
Huge microphone.
He's brilliant, though. He's a great guy. So we're looking forward to having Danny back on the show a little later tonight.
We're looking forward to Danny. I've been looking forward to seeing Danny for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk all things Salford with him, obviously,
and hopefully we don't see him again later on in the year.
Who knows, Cole? Stranger things have happened. And we will be talking to him all things Salford, all things Mr. Cole, Joseph Robinson, and everything else in between.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And also we'll have other things that will come through and discuss as the show goes on. But
get involved. Everybody at home, get involved. Don't forget, as well, predictions throughout the night. You put your predictions up.
We want it all.
Yeah, we want it all. Anything you got to say, just put it on the screen. And we're going
to do that shortly with our roll call. Good evenings.
And we'll ignore it like we normally do.
Well, the first question I've got for you, Cole, before I put the first one up, is do you have your poster has it been found, or have you got it?
No, I can't find it. I actually had a look for it tonight. And I feel embarrassed that I've lost it.
Well, you should be, because you know who the first person to comment was tonight? It was Sheila. Good evening. Good evening, Sheila. Thank you for joining. As always, we appreciate your support. Colin will have a poster. I will be giving him after curriculum homework after the show to make sure next week.
I've done what I've done with it.
Just can't get the staff, Sheila. You honestly. Anyway,
this office is like Margaret Rutherford's handbag.
I'm saying nothing. For those of a certain age, you will understand.
Those of a certain age, you'll understand that.
Exactly. Good evening, guys, from Glyn as well. Glyn, good evening. Nice to see you on the weekend. Glad to see you're a bit on the up, mate, with the health. Long may that continue.
Yeah.
We also have Kerry Ann.
Oh.
Kerry Ann, good evening. She says, hope you RW. I mean, she probably means hope you're well.
Or waving.
Waving away. There you go. Good stuff. Thanks for joining as always, Kerry Ann. We also have Matt. Matt says, good evening, chaps. How are we doing? He's a bit disappointed with the defeat on Saturday, but at least the results from yesterday helped soften the blow.
Which just goes to show anything can happen.
Yep. Not only on Stingray, but here as well, and on the football pitch.
I'll tell you what, I was laughing that County were getting beat 3-0, and then I remembered that we've still got to play Oldham.
Yeah, careful. Easter Monday, by the way.
Yeah, careful what you wish for.
Anything at Easter, make sure you get an Easter Monday result, that's for sure. But no, we were a bit disappointed as well, to be honest, Matt. But I will say Those are the blows. That's football. And I would rather have a kick up the arse and a reality check now than on the last day of the season.
It was going to happen sooner or later. It was going to happen.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all. But it was disappointing, and we're going to go a little bit more into that a little later as well.
I mean, even Gateshead beat York City last night.
I know. I saw that. Madness.
Where did that come from?
And they were dead and buried. And York were on a fly. There you go.
Yeah, York were on a fly.
Stranger things have happened.
Strange things happen.
I could get the Jerry Springer stall. We could do a bit of a counselling session here, but we're going to do that for the whole show. So
I needed counselling Saturday night. I don't know nobody
else.
Yeah,
me and you both. Profanity was a flowing, that's for sure. Anyway, moving on. So Gary Ann says, evening, I hope you're well. Waving hands, ready for Aidan and Colin. So there we are. We'll do it again. Thank you, Carrie. We appreciate you. And Luke has joined us. Luke says, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is okay. You Dons. That's what we like to see, Cole. Bit positivity. Hope you're well, Luke. Thanks for joining as well. And again, appreciate the input. We also have Tom.
Evening, everyone.
Tom says, evening, everyone. Hope you've all digested, not a chocolate one this time, Cole. Saturday, another terrible job. I'm sorry. Saturday's game and are ready to get behind the boys at the weekend. I'll be there, Tom. I'm getting the train up, but I will be there. A minor bump in the road is all it was. Come on, you Dons. As you say.
While we're on about the subject, so if you're getting the train,
yep.
You know who's playing.
I know. That's why I'm catching the train. What?
It's a certain team is playing in Stockport.
A certain team are in Stockport. Guess where my train goes through, Cole?
Stockport.
It does.
Well, you'll be able to shout.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. I wonder if this flag will be going with me and being put in a window. What a coincidence. We shall see. Anyway, there we go. Ash has joined us. So Ash says, evening, legend and Colin, thank you, as always, Ash.
Cheers,
I appreciate you, and I know he does too. What can we say about those two games? Yeah, well, we're going to definitely dive into that. Think we only played well in the first half over the two games being the first half.
We were talking about that off air, weren't we?
We were. Couldn't agree more, really, with you, Ash.
Couldn't agree more, Ash.
Love to get some more input on that as we go through it a little later on the show. Harry's joined us. He says, evening legends, Colin. Plural. He is.
Yes.
He is
even Harry.
Even Harry.
Nice of you to say so, Harry, as well. Not like that other bloke that was on a minute ago.
We appreciate you. It's all good. Matt's joined us as well. He says, evening all. Small blip last Saturday, but I believe we're on our way. And do you know what, Matt? I'm right behind you.
We're on the way.
Where are we off to, Colin?
To League One, I suppose. I don't care when we get there either.
No, how we get there, I don't even know either, to be honest.
Yeah, as long as it's this season.
Exactly right. If it's not, I think it'll be a whole new show podcast at the end of the year. If it's not,
look at
Russ,
this. Look at
evening, Aidan and Colin, and all you other legends, especially Sheila, who's watching upstairs while I'm in the servants' quarters downstairs. Never let it be said that we don't get royalty on this show. Not only from Botwood,
Lord and Lady Castlethorpe.
Yeah, exactly. Who said that Highclere Castle was not being occupied?
Sheila's upstairs.
She is. Yep.
I want to know, Russell, if she rings the bell, do you have to go up with a tray or something like that?
Exactly. Butler. Or maybe what's the old those little tiny the food lifts you put in? You put the tray that went up. Maybe one
dumb waiter.
That's the one.
That's the dumb waiter. Yeah.
There you go. Well done, Cole. Another one here. So it says, good evening, Dons. I must say, Oldham is looking to be tougher than we expected.
I know. Do you know the game I'm least? Do you know the game I'm least bothered about?
Go on.
Bromley.
I
really
could be out of it by that time.
No, I don't. I really don't fear them at all. I honestly don't.
Well,
I've watched them. I've watched the last 2 or 3. I mean, not all of it, but I've watched the last 2 or 3 games. And I think they've gone right off, mate.
Well, I will say,
but we'll see.
The one I'm not worried about, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, is the game on Good Friday, which will be a great Friday because we're playing Barrow, so we should get a nice cricket score if all things go to plan.
My family's from Barrow.
I know. I've got a good few mates up in Barrow as well who are Barrow fans, and I do feel for them this season, but we need the points. There's no emotion when it's the whistle's blown, and we've got the 90 minutes, that's for sure. Ryan has joined us, one half of the Team Talk Massive, or 1/3 of it these days. He said, good evening, Aidan and Colin. Little bump in the road, but we move on to Carl Robinson Salford on Saturday. Thoughts with Liam Manning as well.
Yeah.
I know Liam's taken a step back at Huddersfield due to some reasons. again, he's
all the best to Liam. I know he's not watching, obviously, but yeah.
No, but he's been a friend of us over the years, Cole.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Good lad.
I've got a lot of time for Liam.
I like Liam a hell of a lot.
Yeah, on a personal level, wonderful guy. Yeah. And I really hope, as I say,
happily take him back one day. Happily,
I would do. But I hope he gets some peace. And
he was dumped on from a very great height, in my opinion, when he was here. So
he was. I mean, personally and professionally, I hope he gets the turnaround he deserves because he's been through the mill. Bless him. But we've got nothing but love for you, Liam. If you do ever decide to jump in and watch this show at some point, I doubt so, but we think the world of you on this show, and we have done for many years, that's for sure. Ash said we didn't look like scoring at the end. We weren't creating much chances. Also, why didn't Collins take the penalty? I know. Big talk.
We spoke about that off air as well, didn't we?
We did, and we'll talk more about it on air a little bit later on tonight. So hold that thought, Ash, because we'll be talking about that all things Barnet review. Okay. Good evening from Jivan as well. Jivan, good evening, sir. Hope you're well, and hope all's in your world. Again, another great vlog from Jivan. So get yourself over to his YouTube channel, have a look. Always worth a watch, and some great comments as well.
Yeah, watch this show first, of course.
Watch both. There we go.
Oh, I'll watch both then. All
exactly. But no, he's got some great comments. So appreciate having you on, Jivan. Thank you for joining us as always. Saturday's a must-win after such a disappointing performance. Could not agree more. I'm hoping it's going to be a good win, but it's going to be a tough one. That's for sure. I'm not expecting.
I mean, let's not forget Paul Warner's been here before, hasn't he?
He has.
Oh, do you remember when we went to Rotherham? We went to Rotherham and beat them with 10 men, and
we closed the gap.
Yeah,
jumped above them for a while.
Yeah, and they picked themselves up off the floor and got promoted. So
he knows how to get it done.
Evening, Grant.
Evening, Grant. As always, thank you for joining. And just because he loves the Irish, Danny Jesus Guinness O'Carroll has joined the show. Good evening, Danny. Thank you for joining, and cheers to your good self. He said, we can just talk about the weather and not how.
Do you read these comments before you put them on screen?
I do. But I'm impartial. We had to go through. Was it more to go through us than Bonnie's Blues? Anyway, I hear she had a garden party. The only person I know has a garden party was the Queen. I went there once with my mum.
So have I. I've been as well.
Yeah, very nice. But God rest her soul. Anyway. Franchise King has joined us. Said evening all, Franchise King. Thank you for joining. Alan has joined as well. Alan says evening. Glad to be able to watch live after a few weeks on catch up. Looking forward to a promotion party episode. I hope so, Alan.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll tell you what, if we do, we'll make sure we can. We'll bring on a few of you followers watching. Come on and you can talk about it with us when we're over the line. So there you go. Open invitation, Alan. If you're around, you're welcome to join us on the show and chat about it.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, sorry, you've got me thinking now about the cigar and the drawer and taking it out and celebrating. See, look, positivity, Alan. That's what we wanted. Anyway, Martin says, evening, good teams bounce back. So beware Salford. I hope you're right, Martin. I believe you're going to be. But it's going to be a tough one. But if we can get over the line with those, a few results go away, normal service resumes as always, right? Hopefully. But thank you for the comment, Martin. Much appreciated. Ash says, should be betting online eventually, Colin. No.
I know what you mean, but I like going down there, you know.
It's a human interaction. It's a human interaction.
I like a bit of human interaction, yeah.
Danny, our Jesus Guinness O'Carroll has said, hey, anyone else noticed that we've not been playing well since Colin stopped sucking down the Caribbean stallions?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if we win on Saturday, I'll be back on them next week. How about that?
Funky Monkey, wasn't it? That was it.
Funky Monkeys, yeah.
Remind us, Colin, what is a Funky Monkey for those of the uneducated?
3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, loads of crushed ice, Malibu, a good glug of Malibu, a lot of Malibu actually, 3 bananas, and brown sugar.
There you go.
And they're amazing. Just like it's like drinking strawberry milkshake until your head goes.
It's just like drinking a milkshake until you can't stand up.
Oh, yeah. It's like drinking a milkshake until you realise there's a lot of alcohol in it.
So there you go. Colin will bring back his funky monkey next week, and there'll be carnage on the show.
I'll get me funky monkey out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The drink. I clarify.
Evening, Jordan.
Jordan, thank you for joining us. Hello, lads. How are you doing, Jordan? Hope you're well, and thank you as always for input and for watching as well. Russ says my grandson, who lives in South London, is coming to support the Dons against Bromley on the 11th of April. The bad news is that almost every time he's been to Stadium MK, we've not been very good. The laws of probability, Russ, say that has to change at some point. I really hope it does against Bromley. I don't think I could take it if we lose against them.
When you say he's from South London, Russ, whereabouts in South London?
Yes. Where exactly? What postcode does he fall into?
We'd be interested to know.
I know a few people down that way that live dangerously close to the edge. Just put it that way, Cole. Especially if they go out wearing an aforementioned shirt.
Dangerously close to the Meccano Stadium.
Meccano Stadium, yeah, exactly. No spanners allowed. So anyone willing to donate to my GoFundMe page to send him on a luxury holiday to Australia on the 10th of April. Russell will be sending us a link soon. We'll share that with you. So he's not at the stadium and my curse. Good stuff, Russ. Appreciate it. Karen says, good evening all. Karen, thank you for joining. Hope you're well. And as always, we appreciate your input. So we're looking forward to hopefully an interesting show. That's for sure. Jamie said, evening, guys. Colin, I run a bookies. As long as you have that barcode, all is good, pal. Good job. You didn't put us in that bet.
That's very true. I didn't fancy it at all. So I wish I could tell you who I backed, but I can't remember.
Well, it looks like you've backed
but I know it came up.
It looks like you're back to 5 to 5 to a 5-ton lorry over the ticket.
I know it came up.
Anyway, hopefully you get your winnings on it. Thank you, Jamie, by the way, and let us know where your bookies are. Maybe Colin can come into you next time. So he's got it on good faith. There you go, from a bookie who knows his stuff.
I used to work for a bookmaker.
Did you?
Yeah, many moons ago.
There you go.
Many moons ago. I was a settler.
The Settler. That sounds like a movie that's quite like
The Settler.
Very
settled a lot in my time, I'll tell you.
Indeed. But there we go. Anyway, Ash said we didn't have the luck at the Irish at the week. The luck of the Irish, I guess he means at the weekend. Hopefully, we'll have better luck this week. I'm taking the flag this weekend, Ash. So hopefully that helps. Anything, right? Yeah, up to Salford. Meeting the Irish lads. The Irish lads has come over as well. So Mick's going to be coming over to watch a game. I think a few others were trying to get over as well. But
you know why that is? That is, don't you, Grant? Swine fever.
Well, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Although I will say everyone's been ill since Swindon, but if I remember correctly, Grant, you were in the home end.
Yeah.
So maybe
he was.
You are patient zero. Maybe you are ground zero. Maybe you're the one that brought it to Stadium MK. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Brought a swine flu to Milton Keynes.
Yeah, indeed. Ash said, have the players on the bench and use their minutes. So we're talking about the fact.
Well, we're talking about that. Yeah, we're talking about that.
Match. So yeah, great comment on that one. Ash, we'll talk more about that shortly. I said, no, I wouldn't risk returning players. At worst, I'd give them 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, it's probably going to be quite sensible. But what again? Be interesting to see. But good. Thanks for the input, guys. Harry said, I'd involve Mendes and Collar as they've been back a few weeks, apparently. I wouldn't risk Pato as much as I love the bloke and think he's better than the current two by a mile. I just wouldn't risk it. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. It's a hard conundrum, though, right, Harry? Because at the end of the day...
Yeah, and I've got to say, I'm starting to have doubts about Burn Murphy. He needs a lot of chances, mate. Too many. Yeah. We'll talk about that later as well.
Yeah, we'll do, absolutely. Grant says everyone's been ill since Swindon because they didn't have their travel vaccines. There you go.
That's right.
Touche. Or maybe they're, is it on the EHIC these days? It's a GHIC, your global health insurance card you need as well these days. Nathaniel Mendes-Lang could be the ultimate star player for the final few games. Yeah, I think so, G-Van, as well. But it's one of those things, right? It's whenever someone comes back from injury, are they coming back hitting the ground running, or they're not quite the same player?
Yeah, but hang on, let's not forget that Nelson never played for 364 days.
Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate, Cole. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but I agree with you. But who knows? Who knows?
I can't find it, Sheila.
I'm so disappointed, Colin, missing that poster.
I don't really.
She's going to have to ring down.
The only thing I can think about is parsnips run off with it.
Probably. Sheila, ring the bell and get
Russell up
to send you up a drink or something to calm me down. But yeah, we will make sure. As I said, I'll give him extracurricular homework. Colin,
why is everybody having a go at me tonight?
Colin's school report must do better for next week. Absolutely. Yeah, homework. You've got to get it done for next week. You set a precedent, Cole. You've got to keep it going. You look at it anyway. Colin collects stickers, everyone, by the way, just in case you didn't realise.
Yeah, look.
There we go.
And I've got all of Bristol City.
Exactly. There we go.
Yeah, I'll do.
All of Bristol. That's a random one to have.
Anyway. I'm not embarrassed. I'll collect stickers.
Well, there you go. We're going on the supporters.
When you're retired, you can do things like that.
Well, there you go. Right. You're going to have the money to do these things and invest heavily, I'd imagine, to get them all. But there we go. But random that you got Bristol was the first team that's complete. But there we go.
Oh, no, it's not. I've got a few more than that.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll wait to see. As long as you haven't got Ponzi Scheme FC, that's fine.
I've got a Hull as well.
Hull. There you go. Fantastic.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Make sure you rip out the page of that team.
Yeah. I was a bit loath putting that lot in.
Well, indeed, right? Yeah, so Grant said that he's going to be on the coach, but he said we see Ponzi scheme coach at the service. Probably.
Yeah. Well, it'd be ironic, wouldn't it, if both coaches stop at the same spot? We've got 3 coaches. Yeah,
if Ollie, Adrian, myself, and Jake don't make it to the ground, it's because we got to Stockport and something obviously occurred. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. We'll see. G-Van, I care about how we get to League One. Don't want to go through another playoff stress, even if we do have a manager called Paul. Yeah, don't. Indeed. But over the last time we did it with Paul Tisdale, was almost.
Yeah, I mean, there's a question in itself. Would the playoffs be a failure?
Interesting. Given last season where we were to where we are now, I think yes, where we are. But if it meant we went up the hard way and we still did it, I don't want to go for a distress, same as G-Man said, but if it keeps us in with
I'm still emotionally scarred from Crawley.
Yeah, me and you both. And Williamson's decisions with goalies and team. Anyway, that's a different story for another show. Nick, he said, let's hope Barrow can get some points at the weekend off Bromley. Yeah, me and you both, Nick, on that one. I hope so too. Franchise King says, disappointing result on the weekend. Should have started Collins. He seemed quite dangerous in the second half and should have taken that penalty. Yeah, it is an odd talking point. Which Colin and I did talk about before the show, and obviously we'll come on to a little later. We're nearly at the end of the comments, Cole. Peckham.
So it'd be R8, wasn't it?
Peckham. Okay.
Oh, right, okay. Del Boy's turf.
Nelson Mandela House, if I remember correctly, but there we go.
Where is Nelson Mandela House?
It's in Peckham.
No, it's not. It's in Bristol.
No, I know, in the show.
It's in Bristol.
In Bristol, yeah, they filmed it in Bristol. Ryan says, don't think my Coke bottle has survived when it hit the floor. I was there when that happened, Ryan. Saturday. Funny how a certain someone returned after God knows when and we lost. Yes, indeed. There was a certain fan that Colin and I met outside. Who hasn't been
yes.
Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
Been at another club for a little while, bless him. But decided to come back and we lost. There we go. So it's all on him. That's the one. Bomber Harris has joined us. Chocks away for Bomber Harris.
He's still. I am saying.
Yeah. Arthur, are you still at sea? Are you still sailing?
I've heard Arthur is going around the Straits of Hormuz as we speak.
I hope not. That's for sure. Crikey, won't see him again otherwise.
You've tried me name's idol.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
We know, Ryan.
Bit cryptic, Ryan. Not everybody's going to get that, but yeah.
Ryan, thank you for ruining my digestion on Saturday night. That's all I'm going to say. And, I'm glad that we're friends because we could have fallen out over that, but I appreciate the amusement and the banter of what you did.
The person in question did turn up, and he was quite full of,
No, I don't go.
Full of shit. But,
he was. Yeah, he was.
Oh, it got on my bloody nerves.
Indeed.
Apparently, the last 2 times he's watched the Dons, he's got a punch in the face.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, how is Colin's sticker booked intact? Mine just.
Well, Jamie,
yeah.
I've had to do a little bit of repair work to mine. Little bit of sellotape.
Major overhaul. Yep,
in the sellotape down there. But if you've got any swaps, Jamie, get in touch.
Or if you need a new book, Colin might be able to sort you out, Jamie, as well.
Hello, my PC's gone a bit.
Yes, Danny says, I don't think we play well against teams with beef. The main against Mike Tyson on Saturday was painful to watch. The away game at Barnet, we were awful until we brought Pato on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't disagree with that, Danny, to be fair. I'd honestly be honest with you. I think I said to you, Carl, before, I was more worried about the Barnet game than the ones before and after.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I was more concerned about Barnet than I was about Bromley. I'm looking forward to the Bromley game.
I am, but I didn't think it was going to be an easy afternoon. They're just one of those teams that just seem to play.
Not after that first half at Barnet. I thought if they play the same way, we're going to struggle, and we did.
We did. I mean, we were lucky to score.
Sometimes you just got to say a team's got your number,
and they do.
Like we've got Swindon's number.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Barnet have got our number, and I'm afraid it's just one of them things. And
it is, and I do know for a fact that one of our esteemed fans went for a drink with the Barnet manager after the game. Dean Brennan of Barnet.
Yeah, Dean. Yeah.
Bear with me. Went for a drink with Ollie Welch.
Fuck's sake.
There you go.
I apologise. I just swore then.
Anyway, Ollie had a good drink with Dean Brennan.
Yeah. Well done, Ollie.
Fair to the guy. And he said, and I will be fair to Ollie.
He said he watches the show.
Of course he watches the show. He said, though, he thinks we'll be fine. This is the Barnet manager, thinks we'll be fine. He said, and they have still got to play Bromley and Cambridge in there.
Yeah, I know they have. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
problems as well.
There's still some massive games to come.
Absolutely, but look again. If he's going to cause them as many problems as he did for Dons, we should be all right. Leaving itself out.
Trust me, there's going to be a lot more twists and turns before this season's done. And I stick by what I said, and you said it as well. This is going to the last game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully not us, but it will.
Yeah.
But it's going to go to the last game. Trust me.
I'll be honest.
We've been saying this weeks, haven't we?
We have. But I mean, Tom's point is great because if you can guarantee winning the playoffs, best way to get promoted. I agree, but it's the worst way to get defeated as well.
Yeah.
To be that close and to get that far. It's a lottery, Tom, obviously, but I would love it if I knew we were going to win. On paper, and again, on paper means nothing, does it really? You should do if you're in that position with the squad we've got. But as we know, look at Crawley, what happens when we should have won that ultimately. So who knows, right? It's a lottery. But yeah, I agree with you. It would be great. I don't think I'd go through the stress of it, to be quite honest. Again, I don't care where we end up as long as we're in the top three. I don't care if we win the championship. If we go second or third.
I mean, one thing you have to say that there are a smattering of players within our side that I think would cope better this time, and I think with the experience. But I mean, hopefully we don't get up there. We don't want that.
I think, as I say, our esteemed guests will be coming along soon, so they may or may not be on after we do a VT role. But I think the good thing to do now would be to get Mr. Chris Kamara of the Dons Unplugged World, Mr. Luke Payne, in to talk all things Barnet.
Roll VT then.
Right, we've got another couple of games to cover. We've got the 1-0 win over Colchester and the 3-1 defeat to Barnet. Let's kick things off with the Colchester game, which I know it wasn't like, the flashiest of games or the biggest of scorelines, but actually I thought we played pretty well in this one. Create a lot of good high quality chances. You're looking at Gilby's crossbar hit, Gilby's post hit, Mellish's shot, which he unfortunately hit straight at Macy. But, we had some very, very good chances there. And then, of course, the goal as well. A fantastic header from Wiles. Unlucky to not go in, to be fair. It was a fantastic header from range. But we managed to bundle it in, and it goes down as a Macy own goal. I know some people were concerned over the amount of control we let Colchester have in that second half. But actually, most of their shots came from outside the box. And none of them are on target. So we actually restricted them pretty well, despite some of the threats they have. Kyrie Slisby, Samson Tavide, Jack Payne obviously coming on as well. We know all about him. I thought we handled ourselves pretty well. I think there was only really one chance that was a bit threatening for my liking, and that was the only chance they had in the first half when Crowley lost the ball and then failed to track back. But outside of that, I thought it was a solid enough performance, and I actually think it showed us a different side to Collins's game, because I feel like I've seen a lot of people commenting saying, "Oh, he's not enough of a scorer," but actually I think he's so much more than just the guy that actually finishes the chance. He's a very good creator. He sent Jones on his way for Gilby's second woodwork hit. And he set up Mellish for his chance as well. So he's just a very good link-up player. Without trying to put too much expectation on him, it's almost a similar style of player to a Troy Barrett. That's probably the best comparison I can make. But still, that was obviously an important win against the playoff chasing side. We've then got another game against the playoff chasing side in Barnet. And, this one just didn't go to plan, really, did it? We got ourselves an early advantage after Kieran Slicker decided to drop the ball at Mellish's feet. Free goal. Obviously, take that all day long. And don't get me wrong, I think we had a few chances, but it's more the nature of the goals we conceded that concerns me a little bit. I'm looking at the second and third one in particular. The second one, Ekpates has headed the ball directly to them and given them a free counter-attack. I think in moments like that, we just have to be more intelligent. And the same goes for the third goal, where Offord's clearance goes straight into the path of I believe it's Carnu. It's just, we've just got to think about these moments a whole lot more. When it gets to dangerous positions like that, just clear your lines. Even with the second one, if Ekpates just heads it out of play, yes, they get a throw in, but the danger's gone, and we can reset. Don't let them counter-attack, because they are a good counter-attacking team. And Glover punished us again for that. But yeah, the first goal I don't have too much to say on. It's just not quite strong enough with the marking at the front post. Mellish just loses his man ever so slightly. It's just one of those. Then you've got the whole penalty situation, which I don't know. I personally think we should have a set system where if this player is on the pitch, they take it. I get the idea of having, a starting taker, someone from the starting lineup has to take it, so someone that's warmed up into the game already. But by the time Collins was on the pitch, he'd been on long enough. He'd been on long enough that he could have taken that penalty. It should be a case of, right, if Mendes-Lang is playing, he takes it. If not, Patterson takes it. If he's not playing, Collins takes it, and only then would you let Rush take it. Because unfortunately it was a poor penalty. But actually, I'm not going to criticise him too much for the penalty, because that happens. I do think if you're going to just hit it straight away, you've got to hit it with power. If you're going to, wait for the keeper to move, then actually wait for the keeper to move and pick your spot. But I'm actually going to focus more on Hepburn Murphy's reluctance to use his left foot again. Because actually, I don't think we should have needed the penalty to score from that. Because what you'll notice if you watch it back is he'll actively shape his body in a certain way so he won't have to cross on his left foot, even though that was clearly the better option. And it's not the first time that something like that's happened. It was only a few weeks ago I was saying about a one-on-one situation where he should have just taken it with his left foot. And obviously he didn't, and he ended up missing the chance. I think that's something he's really going to have to work on, because it is costing him in important situations like this, and unfortunately that's 3 points lost. Obviously we've lost a little bit of ground on Bromley. The teams behind us are, within a reasonable range. Fortunately not lost on Tuesday, so they're still 4 points behind us. But we do have a very important game next against Salford, and this is a Salford side that are in a position Where if we lose to them, it gets a bit more problematic because they won't be too far away from us. And actually, they'd have a good chance of creeping back into the autos race, despite looking out of it a couple of weeks ago. That is only if we let them win, though. This is a game where I think we need to bounce back as soon as we can. Obviously, ideally get the win, but at a minimum of 1 point. Hopefully, we'll have our quartet of players back: Callum Patterson, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, Will Collar, and Curtis Nelson. If we have all of those back, I'd be feeling very, very confident. If not, gets a little bit shaky. Because Salford are a good side. They've got some good threats in there. They've got a couple of very, very strong scorers, Ryan Graydon, Dan Udo, just to name a couple. But yeah, it should be an interesting game, but one we're definitely going to need to bounce back in, just to keep things ticking along nicely. If we lose one and then come back to winning ways, you can kind of just move on. If you lose a couple in a row, that's where you start to become a little bit concerned, especially when we've only lost 7 all season. But let's give it our best shot. Come on, you Duns.
Always great.
Yeah. Some good points in there. A couple of things I hadn't noticed, and there's some great comments coming up on the screen during that.
Yeah, I mean, look. By the way, our esteemed guest, is in the green room, Colin, eating the peanuts and drinking the beer. So we will bring our esteemed guest in shortly, Danny.
He's got his big mic.
I'll let you wait and see.
Oh, the excitement is building.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I mean, one thing. Me and you spoke about this off air. When we got the penalty, 2 or 3 of their players got into Colin's ear.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise, I'd forgotten that Collins had come on and he should have been the designated penalty taker, but probably when they named the team, they said to Hepburn Murphy, you're the penalty taker. When Collins come on, in my opinion, that should have changed. But, if Collins has got the balls to take that penalty at Cambridge, that should have been, no real massive pressure. But, that penalty miss sucked the life out of us, didn't it?
It was, I mean, look, people were in the council where I was sitting, was shouting and having a pop at Hepburn Murphy. I didn't because, look, I'm not upset.
You got the balls to take it.
No, if Hepburn Murphy stepped up, right, irrespective of whether we think Collins should have taken it, if he felt confident, he should have took the ball off Hepburn Murphy and done it himself. That's the reality of it, Cole. If you're big enough for the occasion, you step forward. Everyone hesitated. Hepburn Murphy went forward. He may be the designated guy. I'm not going to give the guy a stick for missing a penalty. Yeah. It happens. It's frustrating. Yeah. It could have been pivotal for the game. It could have changed the game, to be quite honest.
You could, it could have been, because I think, when we were 2-0 down at Barnet at their place, we got that goal back and they went to pieces. I think if we'd have got it back to 3-2, which we should have done, I think it could have been a different game. But once we missed that penalty, the life got sucked out of the team. The life got sucked out of the fans, and
I'll be honest with you.
I think you could tell it was going to be one of them days.
I actually think the life got sucked out of us as soon as they equalised.
Yeah,
because again, they were unmarked. I thought the defence was poor.
It was poor. There was nobody on the back post, which really annoys me.
Offord looked very uncomfortable.
So did Sanders, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to think. I can't remember if we even took a corner in the first half from memory, which is odd. I can't remember a time we've not had that. But
didn't you think we looked very, very tired? We did in the Colchester game.
We looked a bit tired, but that's not an excuse. You've got squad depth, right?
Well, it is. I've just said it.
I know it is. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying we did look tired. But it's not an excuse in the fact that you've got squad depth for a reason.
Yeah, but we've got the injuries, haven't we? The schedule that Sky imposed upon us meant we got a day less than everybody else.
Well, I'm glad you're sitting down, because I'm going to say something that might shock you, but I would have started. I don't even know what I'm struggling to say this. I would have started with Hogan and brought.
Really?
And I brought the better players on.
Yeah.
I would have rested the key players early doors, because as we got into the game, that's the kind of players you want to bring in.
There was a few players in the Colchester game that were hanging out of their arses and I was very surprised.
They did.
Very surprised that a few of them started against Barnet.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan's raised the point, and I agree. He said people are only questioning Hepburn Murphy taking a penalty because he missed. Would everyone have been questioning if Collins had missed?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
It's a fair point. And I agree, right? Look, Ryan, it's one of those, right? Yes, a penalty, you should try and take these opportunities, but it is a lottery. Again, it's one of those. It goes in, it doesn't go in. It's one of those. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
And he saved it with his feet. He'd gone the wrong way, hadn't he? Yeah. But it was a poor penalty.
I thought it was poor. He hesitated, I thought. I think he changed his mind about where he was going to put it as well, because you could kind of see.
I don't know what the feeling was around you, but when we realised that Burn Murphy was going to take
everyone was like, oh, God.
There was a collective, oh, shit, really?
Yeah. There was around us, but you've got to back the guy. Whoever's taking a penalty, you got to back him and do what you can. Anyway, Danny O'Carroll says, think we need a confidence builder before Saturday. Any chance we could get a friendly against Spurs?
Yeah.
Championship football beckons, Danny. They need to protect.
Won't be long. We'll be playing them.
I know, right? I have to say, complete aside, because it's nothing to do with the show, but well done, Nottingham Forest on the weekend. That was an art of showing a team that think they deserve to be somewhere how to play football, how you want it more, right?
Yeah.
And that's something we can take into the game against Salford as well. It's showing, you've got to do more. That's the ultimate thing. And against a very good side. Let's not make any shakes about it. Danny will bring in shortly, and we'll talk all things about that. Jamie just said Salford will be wanting revenge for their 2-0 win, for our 2-0 win this season.
Did they batter us? I can't remember.
They did. I thought they did. I agree, Jamie.
Completely. I know Robbo weren't very happy on the touchline, but there you go.
What Carl Joseph Robinson was he was up in Club Platinum when I was up there a few weeks ago doing the scouting at the Colchester game. So he's taking it very serious. I know that for a fact. Hamid, evening Hamid, thanks for joining. Said, didn't Collins come off the bench in the Cambridge game, therefore making Rush the takey? You would think it would be the same. I said, no, I agree. Well,
that's what I said. We're echoing what Luke said.
Yeah.
That if Collins comes on, he's the number one taker. You go Mendes, Lang, Patterson, Collins.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a point of view, Danny.
That was
Ivan. My biggest concern is that the second time I've seen us take a penalty where it looks clear where the goalkeeper is going to go, and we've shot it that way, and they can save it. It felt that way, Givan. It did feel that way, but at the same time, look, I'll go back to my point. He was the one that stepped up with the ball. No one else came forward to take it off of him. To me, that's where your big players like Collins should have gone. Look, come on. I'll take this.
Yeah, step aside, son.
I don't think Hepburn Murphy would have complained, to be quite honest, if that had been the case. But that comes down to leadership and confidence, I guess, ultimately. And you'd have thought he'd have wanted it for the goal tally, but it is what it is. Anyway, Givan says it happened against Newport County too. Yes, it did. You're quite right. And Luke, before we bring our esteemed guest, said, I think Mellish needs a rest, start Tomlinson. It is an interesting one, right? Tomlinson just seems to be out in the wilderness.
I don't trust Mellish. I'm sorry, I don't trust him. He gets too far forward and gets caught.
I think there's players for different types of games, and
I agree, but I really do not trust Mellish.
I was surprised that Tomlinson didn't really get much of a looking recently. I know he's come back and whatever. Clearly, Warney doesn't rate him because if he did, he would be playing more. I think personally, if that's the way it's going, he'll probably be out the door.
I don't trust Mellish. There you
go. But yeah, I mean, again, this is going back to my point. You rotate the squad when they're exhausted. You bring in those players to take an opportunity.
That's why I was surprised he never rotated it more.
Well, Tomlinson comes on. He does score.
Really, I bet that's made Danny laugh.
Salford City 0, MK Dons 5. Come on, you Dons. I like it, Louis. I appreciate the confidence. I hope you're right, but I fear.
I'll have a pint of what he's drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I fear it'll be a lot closer than that. Knife edge football is what I'm going to say. But anyway, look, we're talking things Salford. We'll come back to the Barnet game. We'll come back and do our review post the Salford preview. But we do have our esteemed guest. Some call him a professional.
Really?
We call him an expert of all things football. Colin is impressed.
I've been looking forward to this show for weeks.
I know. We have been. We've been. We call him an expert. Colin loves the microphone. We love the guy. Danny,
Rode microphone. I remember.
Yeah, Danny, one up front for Salford. Fantastic. Do make sure you give him a listen as well when you get the chance, and we'll bring him in now. Evening, Danny. How you doing?
How you do?
Oh,
Here we go.
There you go, Cole. You've made his day, Danny. Thank you.
Love it. How you doing, Danny?
Perfect, thanks. Yeah, really, really
you
good.
would be.
Well, yeah. One thing I'd love to say though, I think I'm sure I was on the preview before the away game for us.
Yes,
and I had a brilliant experience. I've got to say that it's the first time I've been to your gaff, and I stayed. I think I told you I was staying overnight in the hotel at the ground. Brilliant. I enjoyed that. And despite what some people say about your stadium being,
too big,
too much space, padded seats, lovely viewing angles. I had a brilliant time. So I just wanted to get that in there.
Oh, great!
Thank you, Danny. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But I have to say, look, circling back to that, and then we'll come on to Salford as well. But on reflection of that game, and someone said it in a comment, I actually thought you outplayed us that day, and somehow we won. How does 2 + 2 = 5? I couldn't work it out.
Yeah, it's a while ago, and I think it was quite an open game, if I remember rightly. But yeah, I think we did do well. I don't think we froze in probably one of the bigger stadiums that we play in, and I would have been happy with a 1-1. Obviously, it wasn't a 1-1. Did we get hit on the break late on? Maybe just to rub salt in the wound.
Dodgy penalty, didn't you? First of all, where
I'll trust you on that, Colin. I don't know.
Well, Sanders, Daniel Udo, apparently Udo, or how do I pronounce it?
Udo.
He pushed Sanders, and the referee pointed straight at the spot, and everybody went, "What's that for?" And it weren't until we got home and we watched it on the Sky highlights that we realised there was a push. Whether it warranted a penalty, I don't know.
Yeah. Bizarre.
And then you did get caught on the break in injury time. You were searching for the equaliser, and we caught you on the stretch.
That's what Cal does. I mean, we might get to it later on when we're talking, but Cal in general is you go to the final whistle, you attack, even when it might be better to, maybe keep the score down or whatever it is. That he just doesn't do that. That's not part of his DNA. So it's not surprising. He's been doing it since he joined us. I'm sure he did it with you as well.
Well, the one thing I find interesting for this weekend is you look at the form for the last 5 games, we are identical. 4 wins and a loss. It is on a knife edge for me. So I think, look, I'll be honest.
I've got a question.
Go for it. Go on, Cole.
Danny, I'm not knocking Salford, I promise you. But
no, that's fine.
It was just when I was looking at as we do a little bit of homework.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised you've lost 14 games this season.
Have you seen how few draws we've had? We've had 4.
Yeah, you've had 4. And I thought, I looked at it and I thought, how, like I say, I'm not being insulting or anything like that. I thought, how the hell are Salford up there when they've lost 14 games this season? But like you said, they've only 4 draws. But you either win or lose, basically, don't you? Yeah. You've been on a roller coaster.
That's exactly what it is.
I was going to say the inverse of that question, Cole, because for me, and this is a bit, Danny, I genuinely thought at the start of the season, you'll be in top 3. No problem. No problem.
As did we. Maybe post-transfer deadline, not in pre-season, because we scraped through pre-season with a load of 17-year-olds in the academy who were no longer anywhere near the first team. But once we'd actually signed people, and then we went for grading and people in January, you're thinking... we were linked with Macaulay Langstaff. We put 2 bids in for Aaron Drinan. We were going for it. So it's a surprise that we kind of...
You'd have been a frightening bloody setup with Drinan and Longstaff, wouldn't you?
And
Graydon. I'd have been terrified now.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm going to say? And I still think that Salford could do it. I mean, it's one of those...
Autos?
Sorry, was that Danny?
Auto promotion.
Autos, because the way I look at it, and you look at this weekend, obviously we want to go out and win that. But if we don't and you win and results go your way, the gap starts to close up again.
Yeah.
So, just because you look at the table, okay, Salford in 6th, there's a gap there. All you need is a couple of losses on that weekend and it changes everything.
And there's some big games left this season.
It has. So I mean, for me, I think it's going to, you're a huge threat still. But talk to us. I mean, in terms of like where you've gone from sort of the last time we met, obviously at Stadium MK, how have you sort of rated the season? Where do you think it's gone well? Where do you think it's sort of, been a setback ultimately, Danny? And where do you see it ending up ultimately?
And I want to know what your opinions were against your game against Cambridge the week before.
Right, yeah, I can do all of that. Remind me about the Cambridge one, because I'm sure I'll forget by the time I get to it. But I just think overall, I think where we've been probably since the last game has been, well, we said streaky. I've done all this, doing the visuals.
Yeah.
But I felt that when we got beat 3-1, only a matter of weeks ago by Grimsby, that could, under a less patient ownership, could have been the end for Cal. If you look at us, I think we lost about 7 in 8, I think.
Right.
We didn't deserve to lose them all, but we performed pretty miserably in every single one of them. He stuck with the same formation, was basically sticking with the same players. And that's when I did a blog post, and the photo was just saying the end. It just felt like if he didn't actually change something up, then he might have been out, because I don't think people understand outside the Salford fan base how important it is to get up this year. Not to us, but to the people who put the money in. The money we've spent, players from League One, the best player from Fleetwood, this, that, and the other, the links. We were prepared to buy Drinan, all these things that. And I think that until we changed our formation, we now a 4-4-2 team, strangely enough. And I think he was a 4-3-3 merchant with you, was he not, Carl? Yep. I think that's tends to be.
But you were playing this forward sweeper malarkey, weren't you? With I can't remember his name. Hang on, Osama Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were 3-1-4-2, dyed in the wool. Yeah, it was the DM to end all DMs, but his fitness is just not reliable. He's a brilliant.
Is he out at the moment?
Yeah, he's been out for a little while. He's in, out, gets a sub appearance, and he's out again. Twinges. He might not get his contract renewed. I really fear that he's one of those, Michael Owen towards the end of his career.
Yeah, a bit of a sick note.
Yeah, and I love the guy. I've got nothing bad to say about him when he plays, but he plays so rarely. So what we're doing now is we've got a new coach who came in around the same time when the formation changed, Steve Agnew, who I think has got experience in Middlesbrough, other places. Yeah. It feels like somebody's come into that boot room, Cole, and said, we're going to change. We have to change what we're doing because we're banging out against a brick wall with 3-1-4-2, and it's just not working. And
right.
And I think whether that's the ownership, whether that's the powers that be, the members club who own the thing, I don't know. But we as a fan base, and I'll say this, it's not just me, that we rate ourselves a lot less than other clubs rate us. Right. I think that we're seen as a test, a promotion candidate. I'm not saying you're wrong, Aidan, at all. I understand that, of course, it's possible for us to do it, but for us to actually hold our form, not necessarily results-wise, but performance-wise till the rest of the season, I haven't seen that yet. We haven't held our form for longer than about a fortnight, so it's going to be new territory for us.
Right. So moving on, then we played Cambridge a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We drew 1-1. Scored a penalty right at the death. You lost 1-0 to them last Saturday. What was your take on that game? Because that'll be a good comparison for what we were.
Oh, it was. If I would encourage anyone, even if you're a massive mad scout who wants to brush up on Cambridge's games, do not watch the first half against us.
That bad.
It wasn't football. It was. I was talking on a podcast earlier this evening. I said the same thing. It was two teams who wanted to hit the ball early, all the other team's defence, turn them around and push up, and nobody got anywhere. And Cambridge are actually better built in terms of recruitment to play that way. They're a bigger, stronger unit than we are.
They did similar to us, mate.
Yeah,
yeah,
no doubt.
I think the ball spent more time in the air than it did on the floor.
Yeah, but I just, this is the thing. I hate it. It's not why I go to a football match to watch that. And thank God I didn't get the actual coach all the way to Cambridge. I watched it it was actually 12:30 kickoff, so it was on Sky Sports Plus. But I just think that there's certain teams, and I think Bromley are probably one of them, that they've recruited for a specific idea.
Yeah, Bromley play the same sort of game, don't they?
Yeah, I guess they do. And what we've done, this is what I feel about my own team. We've gone, who's the best player available? Who can we get? Well, but then will they fit with what we're trying to do? Not always. Absolutely not. Look at some of the players we've signed from League One. Matt Butcher being a perfect example. Quite highly rated, a steady Eddie in League One. As he's just an unathletic, very, very slow sideways passer who we don't need. So for me, I wish that Salford would have allowed me to be the video scout that I applied to be for them, because I think they're making some bad decisions. They go in for the best available player, not the right fit. Maybe yourselves were probably guilty of that at some point as well.
Well, we were last season. Last season.
11
we were just buying anybody.
Well, those 11 midfielders, they didn't fit in the team. It was just like, we want that person because they're good, rather than, to your point, Danny, we want that person because I'll add something to this squad. Or we've got a gap that needs filling. No, we went and bought someone, realised someone better, so we brought them in, and it was just completely unbalanced. We fell apart.
Terrible. We got nobody up front, nobody in defence, and we got the strongest midfield in the whole of the Football League.
Stupid, wasn't it?
They were all about that size, weren't they? Quite a lot of them. Liam Kelly and his friends. So
Kelly and Crowley. So what is your overall opinion about the Cambridge result then? Because I mean, obviously you lost 1-0.
Yeah.
Did you feel that was hard on you, or
no? I didn't.
I did. Thought it was about right.
I did, because I just thought it was two teams playing a mirror image of each other, and one was built to play that way,
and you weren't.
They knew where to be. They had the intuition because it had been drilled. I was, you don't bring in a fast poacher style centre forward to play that way. You need a kind of target man somewhere along the line, and we had no real ability in the team whatsoever. So I just took my hat off to them, and I thought, and when they came to our place earlier in the season, I thought they were most defensively organised team I have seen in League Two. So that's, like I said, that's not what gets me going when I go to a football match. But I respect anyone who has a successful game plan, and I think overall they did it. And we came away losing. And Carl, if he was complaining, has no reason to.
Yeah, well, we all know Robbo. He'll complain about anything, won't he?
It's very
But Bromley are a similar ilk to Cambridge, aren't they? That they play that same sort of style. And I remember when we lost to them earlier on in the season, people are going, how are we losing to Bromley?
Well,
but progressively through the season, I think people begin to understand that Bromley are playing a style of football that obviously, that they've developed and all the rest of it. And everybody knows their plan. And it's worked. I think they've been found out a bit recently. I mean, obviously, Michael Cheek hasn't been playing.
No.
They've had a few injuries, and this is something that we said earlier in the sort of middle of the season, that there are one or two teams in League One that haven't really been blighted with this injury crisis everybody seems to be getting. I mean, you may or may not know that we've had up 5 hamstrings. We've had Patterson out, we've had Mendes Lang out, we've had Collar out, all with bloody hamstrings, and we've lost Matete for the season. We lost, and we thankfully we were deep enough as a squad to be able to survive that. But I think some of the teams like Bromley are a little bit thinner and
like
losing.
Us.
Losing.
Honestly.
I mean, you take Notts County last night. I mean, they're going to be even thinner the next game because they've lost whatever his bloody name is.
Yep.
Nort, what's his name? He got sent off last night.
Yeah, which ironically got sent off the game before.
Yeah, three games. Twice in 3 games he's been sent off.
Wow. So his contract for that.
I've got a feeling Notts County are going to probably slip away.
Well, before we get into that, I may say, obviously, there's a question I'll come to on the screen. I was looking over here because I've been looking at the running for Salford, and I actually think it looks really good. And
I think you probably got the best running of the lot.
Well, inverted commas here. This is me being the optimist on behalf of Danny, because I say that the form is mirrored with us. You've got 4 wins in a row, 1 defeat, same as us. So coming into this game, it's like both teams are going to want to bounce back. But after us, Salford have got County at home, Notts County. You've then got Crewe Alexandra. I think I do. Crewe Alexandra away. Gillingham at home, who are in free fall at the moment.
Yeah.
Oldham coming good, a bit of a sticky
Oldham are a dangerous team now.
Bromley at home, which could be critical, and then Crawley away, who pretty much are, in the
got a new manager,
unproven manager as well. Let's hasten to add. So, Cole, I'm going to push you on this, so to give Danny a sort of an outside perspective. But looking at those games, obviously, weekend aside, for the next 6 games for Salford, County, Crewe, Gillingham, Oldham, Bromley, and Crawley, where do you think that ends up on a points tally?
Oh, I don't know about points. God,
six games.
I'll have to take my shoes and socks off. But I think you'll beat County. County are the most, a bit like Grimsby. One week they'll play well, the next week not. But
I can see personally 4 wins and 2 draws out of that. I can see you go undefeated to the end of the season on that.
I've got to be honest with you, and this is outside of Saturday, Danny. I'm frightened of Oldham. I'm not frightened of Bromley.
Yes,
they came late last year. They did really well. I think they were a playoff team, weren't they? In the National League last season.
Mm-hmm.
Middling and then late push. Very defensively strong. They struggled for their XG was massively below. Massively above their actual goals for quite a long period, maybe up until possibly a month ago. So maybe they just kind of revert into the average now of what they should have been doing earlier in the season. But defensively, they seem to be a decent outfit, better than us in that respect.
They destroyed County last night. I mean, I know County went down to 10 men. County lost their heads a little bit, but
No, I agree.
I think you've got a fair chance, Danny. I really do.
Well, let me just wade in with this, because if you look at some of our results, I think we got beat by Newport County not that long ago.
Yes, I know you did, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the atmosphere in the ground before that. We were on quite a good run, I think, maybe. And then
I watched that game.
Yeah.
I remember watching it.
Yeah, we rolled in, and again, I don't know what was said in the dressing room, but on the terraces, it was like, why have Newport County even bothered turning up? We're going to whitewash them. I said, are we? And so when you're talking about teams with nothing to play for or cut adrift, Gillingham out of form, Crawley, all this thing, they're the ones I really worry about. Last season, we had it in our own hands. We turned up with a playoff place. I think we might have been in the final playoff place.
You were.
Wasn't the last game?
They were down, and it's 2-2. I think we ended up. Well, we weren't in the playoffs. Just put it that way. So they're the games I fear, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
I think it's fair. It's fair. I mean, like I say, call me crazy, but I think, bar the weekend, and we'll come on to that, but I think the rest of those games you go undefeated for the rest of the season. Not necessarily wins, but I think wins and draws.
Fab. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a question for you on the screen, Danny.
Yeah, it's like this one from Ryan. He said, is he right understanding that Gary Neville and David Beckham are now the only ones that own the club, with Giggs, Scholes, and the other Neville have all left? Is that right?
Okay. Right. So let's go Dragon's Den on this, because in the old days, as Ryan said, that the ownership was split 5-6 ways, or whatever many it was, between the class of '92 boys, and Peter Lim, who owned Valencia and was bankrolling them through the lower leagues up until getting into the EFL.
Yeah.
He walked away. I don't know, probably about 18 months ago, and the class of '92 were left holding the baby with about 4 million per season loss, which they couldn't carry. Even though they're all wealthy individuals, I think the wives were saying, listen, we can't go on holiday this year because of this bloody loss at Salford.
So I want that handbag.
Exactly. So this is where the whole ownership structure has completely changed. I may have told you before that it's now called a members club, which is the strangest. It's a strip joint, isn't it? That's a strip joint, a members club. No, so. But that's what they call the people who David Beckham and are also friends with Gary Neville. We've got companies and CEOs from India, from Ireland, from America, all big in either sports entertainment or sponsorships. AIG are involved. That everybody but Neville and Beckham gave up their shares and said, rather than us having to pay part of this 4 million debt every year, we'll give you the shares back. You can then give them to this new ownership group who are headed by Neville and Beckham. And that's where we are. And that's where the Graydon money's come from.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where the push for promotion is, because a lot of people have said almost every year since we joined League Two, Salford will probably go up this year. They go up this year. And then it just got boring because we weren't getting anywhere close. But we bought a team, if everyone was fit, injuries. It's another. I could bore you to tears for years on that as to what's going on there. They're not all one type of injury, unlike yours. Or yours are hamstrings, you're saying, Cole. But I was everything under the sun. But if you look at our team, if everybody's fit, you know, if Kelly and Mai's in there, if Sam Rass is in there, if Haj Minoga isn't playing for Tasmania in whatever it is, the friendlies internationally, we've got a really, really good team. But I still think Cal struggles to get a consistent tune out of them from game to game. But hopefully that explains the ownership structure, where it was and where it's been and where it is now.
What do you make of this TV programme about Salford? Because it always feels...
It's a YouTube one.
Yeah, it always feels a little bit... Oh, I don't know.
Towie.
Towie is the right word.
It is. I mean, I think everybody...
Robbo really plays up to it, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Cal, because it's funny, because I'm not a massive fan of Cal's personality and the way he comes across, and especially in the documentary, but the way they cut it up and they show it and edit it for half time, he'll say, right, so we're changing to this formation. We're doing that. Any questions? Right. And I just think, well, hey, you know, maybe we have got some questions because we go out and then we get beat. So it seems to be everything's in a mad rush with Cal. But again, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm also speaking for a lot of people I speak to who read the blog, who listen to the podcast, etc. They're saying they're not really watching it anymore because they've seen the histrionics from Cal. They understand what he's going to say. And it's... I'm not saying it's not.
It's almost
cringy.
It's almost cringy, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is a bit. And I think if you look at it, any club now, if you type any club into YouTube, they've all got their version of the same thing. I believe it's all the behind the scenes access that you never before seen. You know, well, Arsenal have done it years ago. Every club's done it, so we're not doing anything new. We have a manager who's quite demonstrative, but once you get past the clickbait of that, I've not learnt very much from it, and I watched it for a while. I'm not that interested anymore. I don't know about you guys.
No, I watched it a few times, and it was almost like I felt like I wanted to watch it from behind the back of the sofa.
That was Doctor Who. What are you talking about?
It was. I thought, but I don't think I can watch much more of this. Anyway,
a few more questions, Cole, before we go on.
Go on then.
We've got a couple. So Danny has asked his same question he asks most weeks. He said, who is your he's too good to be here player for Salford, Danny?
Okay. I'm going to point out the negatives of this player first, but I actually think that any time, because when I do my blog, I always ask for an opposition fan to write their view on who our best performer is. And likely as not, if this player's playing, they say Kelly and Mai. Yeah. So Kelly and Mai he doesn't really have a position, or he didn't in our 3-1-4-2 system, because he's not a wing back and he's not really a striker. But in a 4-4-2 playing off the left, I think he could be devastating. And he works really hard. He's amazing on the ball, and he's very, very good defensively, brilliant in the press. So almost on behalf of the fans from opposition teams who said to me they can't believe he's still in League Two, I'm going to say Kelly and Mai. But the negative, which I probably should have led with, is that it feels now he's starting to play for the Scouts. that he's doing a lot of isolation dribbling rather than using his teammates because I think he wants a move. Fair play to him, he's good enough for it, but it's actually leaving us in a bit of a pickle because he's then getting tackled, we're getting counter-attacked, and he's causing us more problems than he's actually helping.
No, did you say he's out though?
I don't think he'll be playing. I've not seen him for a week or two. No, another one on the injury list, I think. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Next question for you, Danny. Again, thank you for that. He's from Jamie. He said, I read something not too long ago that Don's about having interest in Matty Young. What do you think about that?
That is not a disrespectful smiling laugh, right? But just in case people aren't clear, Matty Young is playing for us for the second season in a row, but he's not our player. He's England under 21s, probably number 2 at 18 years old. He's like a phenom, really. The fact he's come back to us is incredible. But after the last season we played Man City, they were after him. Every big club, maybe in Europe, wants him. Sunderland, I'm sure, in the near future will be lining up a pathway for him to be maybe the number 2 there, even in the Premier League. This is somebody that you might be looking at taking the Jordan Pickford mantle. So really? I'm sure MK Dons are interested, as is every other sensible team.
Oh, we're interested in everybody.
Get in the line, get in the queue.
Get in the queue. Pipe down. There we go, Jamie. Thank you, Danny. And then one other question here from Grant. Bit of a curveball one, but he said, question for you: is the Star Inn a good pub?
Well, we don't have any pubs near the ground, so I don't know which Star Inn he's talking about.
I know exactly right. There we go.
Oh, right, okay.
Clarify, Grant, and let Danny know. So that would be great.
Right.
There we go. Sorry, Colin. Back to you.
No, I was going to say, fast forward to Saturday, really. I don't know what your feelings are. Obviously, we're a bit battered after Saturday, but we've had a week on the training ground. We got players coming back. We're going to be talking about that later on. We've got potentially got Mendes, Lang, Patterson, and who's the other? Collar,
yeah,
and Nelson all coming back, who would all be first picks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what. We've been understanding for a few weeks they're coming back, so we're a little bit nervous. We're a little bit excited. How do you feel about this game?
I think you're a different proposition than you were. I always go back to, what was he called, that fella? Williamson. I still rate Williamson as a manager. Yeah. I know he's kind of been scooted out of jobs left, right, and centre. But that was a shame that, in the past he was someone I thought he could come into your place and do something good. Didn't happen. Now, I just feel that you might not be at the top of your game, but I think there's more cohesion with your plan, really. I think you've understood that buying the best trinket on the Christmas tree is not always the best idea, and I think you've shaped that. And I'm going back to the game when we played at your place and that lovely padded seat again. That you just seemed a harder edge. There was more grit to you.
There's definitely more physicality about us.
Yeah. One of your fullbacks was I forget his name. I would say he was probably playing on your right. Big lad.
Oh no, Kevin Jones.
I honestly I couldn't tell you, but whoever he was, I just thought this guy's an hard nut, and I thought there's no way we could have just overpowered you like we would in the past, because I think we've done that at times with like your little Liam Kellys and your Crowleys and that. Can't do that with this team as much. And you've got players like the man who I always like. I don't know if he's a regular with you, but I like athleticism. You look good on the break, and
that is one of our strong suits, counter-attacking.
It's a bad pitch to our place. Don't forget that. So we almost exclusively refuse to play football or anything that's recognisable as football at home. And that's Carl's kind of quite clear about that. So whether you try or not is your manager's lookout, really.
Yeah. So how do you see it going then? What's your gut feeling?
Because I don't know what side of the bed our team are going to get out of, and I don't. I'm not confident, but I think you will score. I'm pretty confident that you will score. I'm actually going to go for a 2-2, and maybe not a prediction you're asking for, but I'm going to think it's a bit of a ping pong match where we both go for each other. because we were.
I mean, it's vital for both sides, really, isn't
it?
it?
100%.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say this as well. Again, just for the people who are interested in the tactics, is that apart from that 4-4-2 base shape, which I've talked about, which is very, very orthodox, really kind of back to like Arrigo Sacchi in the 1980s, or maybe George Graham potentially.
You think you'll play 4-4-2?
What's that? Sorry, Cole.
You think you'll play 4-4-2?
I don't doubt it.
I've got you down for a 5-3-2.
Don't any. If you trust me, Cole, honestly, I am there taking screenshots of these things when the formation's settling down in various phases of play. All these websites, SofaScore, FootMob, all them, forget about all the BBC, irrelevant. Honestly, the 5-3-2, I promise you it is not. So it's going to be a 4-4-2. But what we tend to do when we're either chasing a game or we're trying to kill a game off, we slip into a 4-2-3-1, and it basically becomes a back six because those two defensive midfielders in front allow us to stop getting overloads on the side, and we basically block our crosses. We've got some 6'4" centre halves, but it sometimes rebounds against us. So it's 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1. But if you see a back three, then never have me on again. You've got my permission to never ask me on again because I've got no credibility. But I'd be disappointed because I really do enjoy coming on here. I really do.
Oh, great.
Well,
we love having you on there.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
so your namesake said, my prediction for Saturday is Robbo makes a like-for-like substitution on 60 minutes.
Won't be the first time, yeah.
We know this. We know this.
Absolutely. And so, Grant came back. The pub he was talking about was on Back Hope Street. I don't know if that means.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Again, like I said, it's because of the housing estates right around the ground, and there's kind of a moor, like a park area to the right of the ground.
Right of it, yeah.
We can't expand, but there is no actual vendors or anything outside the ground. People ask me all the time.
No.
So no pubs within, I would say, a mile, really. So unfortunately,
and I remember one time we were up there, everybody pulled up outside the ground. All your, quite a lot of your players were parking up, and we thought, oh, well, if they can park, so can we. And we came out, and half of them have got bloody parking tickets on, but none of your players, I noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no parking either. Please get that word out because there's a hill on the way up to the ground. Yeah. You need to be there well in advance of an hour before kickoff to secure a place on that. There's no double yellows on that. Anywhere else, you might pick up some kind of parking charge. But if you're parking on the hill,
on Saturday.
Yeah,
be careful on Saturday.
And Grant, if you are going for a pub, say most of us get up on the train to Manchester Piccadilly, so you can always meet us in town. There's quite a few dons going up.
There you go.
There you go.
For those of you listening at home, put your predictions on the screen as we're talking, and we'll read them out as they come through. So you're going 2-2.
I am.
Go on, Aidan. Let me have a little think about this.
Well, do you know what? It's very rare I say this, but I'm going to do one of those I agree with Nick Clegg moments. I agree with Danny on this. I can't see a win either way. And the reason is both teams are going to be wanting to not lose. And I think that's pretty much where it goes.
Well, Luke Payne said the same in the preview, didn't he?
And look, every time we've gone to Salford, it's always been a hard game. Always been a hard game. And I can see it being very physical to the point of, as Danny says, it's not going to be football. It's going to be Sabutio in real life.
Yeah.
And I think again, the weather will have an impact. If it's raining, it's going to be even worse. So, it's one of those. And I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a score draw, and I think 2-2 is probably about where I see it ending up. And to be fair, I think both teams, if the results go our way, won't be too unhappy with that.
Well, it'll be like I said earlier, a loss for either team would be devastating.
It would at this point.
I think. And for the first time, I think we're all in agreement, lads, because I'm going to go 1-1. So,
Carrie Ann, sorry, says 2-1.
Yeah,
and. There you go, another one.
Those tinted spectacles are on now. Here they go. Yeah, there we go.
2-1.
We have a better quality than Salford. We will end. I'm sorry, Chris Turner. Thanks, Chris.
In terms of the team that you field on the day, bear in mind our injuries. I know you've got a bigger squad and injuries. We've got a smaller squad and injuries. I just think that's kind of like.
Well, I said that's how we've coped better. I think than some teams.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, for me as well, I mean, yes, we've got these names coming back, Cole, but I don't see them coming straight in the starting lineup. I mean, there is being fit and then there's being match fit, and that's a world of difference for me. So I think they'll make cameos, personally.
Yeah, I do.
Again, I think as someone said earlier, who do you drop? The team.
Yeah, well, that's another game. Well, we know 2 players to drop, don't we?
Yeah. But it's massively unfair to go, right, you're out of the team because someone else is fit. You've got to prove your fitness and prove your worth to get back in that team. I don't care what your name is.
Danny, what's your opinion of League Two? I mean, I know we spoke about this last time we were on, but, we've often said any team can beat any team on the day. But what is your feeling of, say, top 3 and the playoffs? What do you reckon?
I kind of don't see much change from where we are, because like I probably am sometimes a bit too negative about my own team, and maybe some other fans from our club would be a bit more speculative on it. But I think where we are now, I think you just remind me of it. So we've got is it Cambridge, Bromley, and yourselves?
Yeah, Bromley, us, and then Cambridge.
Right, okay. Because Cambridge, and I think I've said this maybe on a Cambridge podcast a week or so ago, Cambridge remind me of Doncaster when Doncaster were here. Yeah. They were like the, was it Tortoise and the Hare? Yeah. Who wins? Yeah. The one who's plodding away. And I kind of feel that, and that's Neil Harris' teams to a T, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're the best version of yourselves. I don't rate Bromley, but I don't think they're here to win fans. No, they're here to actually get up. Whether they will be one of these teams that parachute back to the National League within the next 2 seasons, like a lot of teams, if you look at the teams that are not ready to go up, I think Carlisle did it. A few at Forest Green did it, straight back into our league and straight back through again. I am not saying that's necessarily on the cards, but it's not out of the realms of possibility if they go up and they can't adjust to the new environment of League One.
I think we'd be better suited to League One football. Our lot.
I agree.
I think Salford would, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
We don't play football, Aidan. Honestly, we don't. We'd have to relearn to do that next pre-season.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen Port Vale recently? They're just shocking.
Oh, wow, yeah.
No, I mean, look, you look at Bromley, and I agree. Look, everyone keeps saying that they're going to fall off. I don't think they will fall off. I think, and look, even if they do, I think the manager there deserves Manager of the Year. It's plain and simple. They were favourites for the drop. If they win the championship and we don't, fair play to them. I mean, they've done that.
Well, they've had a plan and stuck to it, and they've done it well, haven't they?
But the reality, and again, no disrespect to Bromley, but I think if they do go up, it's a payday. I can't see them sustaining it in League One. I think it's just the bubble.
No, I don't think they can.
No, and you look at the quality. It's not just that the quality of the teams coming down. You've got championship teams there that have stayed there. You've got more coming down. It becomes a far, far more competitive league. And some of the teams that went up and went up well in League Two in past years have really struggled. Even for us, I think if we go up, I don't think it'll be a cakewalk necessarily unless we.
Oh, but I think we've got the money to sort of.
I think we can do the money, but it depends how the window goes in the summer, Cole. Because if it doesn't and we don't get many in, I'm not saying we'll go down, but it won't be a cakewalk. My
biggest concern is if we don't go up, how is the new owners going to view it?
Well, I think
I mean, they might be bidding it, but it's only their first season, so would it be a bit churlish to sort of back out after 1 year?
Well, I will state, without naming names, to protect the innocent, as they say, but I know from an inside source that the chairman has basically said that he wants 4 promotions in the next 5 years.
Had he been drinking?
Well, clearly not. It's from the Middle East. But that's the aim. That's the aspiration. He's
4 promotions in 5 seasons.
Championship football in 5 years, basically, that's the way I'm interpreting it.
Oh, okay.
So I think if we don't go up, the pressure's massively on. Same as Salford, the pressure's on. The money talks.
There's a lot of mirroring there. I just want to say one thing though as well is that when the accounts come out for what's been spent in this financial season, I'm desperate to see how much Bromley have spent and how much we have spent, and that's why when you're talking about who's Manager of the Year. That's where it's like somebody's had probably not the biggest budget, but a plan. Yeah. And then another team like ourselves, who I know, well, I only know most about my team because that's where I pay most of my attention. I think we have spent probably more than anybody Honestly, I can't see
Really
anybody
more
paying
than
the
us.
wages we've got.
More than us.
I mean, it's just I just see the amount of players that we've got from higher leagues, and I think, is he on $5,000? Is he on $6,000? Is he on this? Is he on what? And the truth will lie when Kieran Maguire, whatever he is, does his focus on the seams next season. I think you'll be shocked at how much we've put in, and if we don't get up, then does that reflect on Carl? I think it might, because he's got all the toys he wants. He's got 2 new strikers. He's got this. He's got the other. He's kept all his best players, and he's not got up. Yet. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Danny, question for you from Luke. He said, "Who are your top 3 at the end of the season and playoffs?"
Right. Okay. Well, top 3. I think I'm happy. I'm happy as they are. I've Swindon seemingly kind of found the wind again. They seem to have rocketed back up into contention.
They rock backwards and forwards, don't they? 1 minute, I mean, we beat them at their place, and I think that knocked them a little bit. And then they won the last couple of minutes, didn't they, on Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the 3 points off the top 3 at the moment.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Swindon feel to me like they're going to settle somewhere in that mix. Notts County, you're more down on them than I am, but I think you probably pay far more close attention than I do. But I'm desperate for that team, even though they've not got the Nemans and the Macaulay Langstaffs. I loved that team. I loved that team that started that season like a freight train, and I know they fell away. I think Notts County are just a team I kind of want to be to achieve. I obviously want Salford to be in that. I would be kind of surprised, I suppose, if we did fall out of the playoff picture. Is there an obvious other candidate that I've forgotten about?
Oh, well, you've got Oldham. Currently, as it stands, you've got in 7th place Grimsby on 62 points, so they're 5 points adrift.
Yeah.
Chesterfield on the same points. You've then got Oldham, who have won 5 out of their last 5.
Right.
Then you go into Crewe and Walsall, ultimately.
Okay. My dad's team Oldham, so not on his behalf, but I just think there's always been a kind of defensive solidity to them. They find in defeat. They seem to be. I didn't watch the Notts County game, but they've done well. We're playing them soon.
Oldham were devastating going forward.
Wow,
devastating.
That's a big transformation from where they were, which was, I know the guy who does the Boundary Park Alert System podcast, and I listened to that a lot, and I know what was being said earlier in the season about how dire it was and dour. So whatever recipe they found, good on them. I wish them luck, but I hope it's not at Salford's expense.
Yeah. So a couple more questions I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Cole Stockton.
No.
No, we don't want to buy him.
Next question. Sorry.
I noticed he started on Saturday, didn't he?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah, thankfully, because at first we were a bit confused by that as well. We thought, so Dan Udoh's cost 325,000, and yet we're starting Cole Stockton.
Yeah, I couldn't work that out at all.
Dan Udoh's had a few twinges. He's had a bit of an injury problem, so he's dropped away. Kelly Amai's not been available. Fabio Barini, in my opinion,
good player.
Although I was quite cool on him for most of this season, I just thought he came to us as a bit of a training camp, a bit of a 10-week spa break on his initial contract. But now, he to me, he's actually probably got the most technical skill of anyone in our front line. He's set up a few goals in the last few games. He's scored a few goals. I would happily replace Stockton at the drop of a hat with Barini, but it feels like we only bring Barini on for the last 30 as part of Robbo's scripted substitution plans. Maybe Barini, being in his mid-30s, hasn't got the legs. I don't know. But if you do see him, I think you will see a player who is much better than this division. But, I reckon he's on a fair whack. He'll be on a few grand. So, anyway, that's...
I mean, Stockton can't do 90 minutes anymore, can he, either?
But he doesn't run. He doesn't move.
Well, he's a lazy bastard.
He is.
But he's good at knockdowns and things like that. And and he will take a shot on from distance, won't he?
Yeah, he will. Although that's the one thing I think that we expected based on the highlight package I saw of his early career, that he scored a lot of worldies. I can't think of one that he's got in for us. But it's just, when you have a player who has a good previous record at other clubs and they join you, and you can just tell early on that the fan base don't take to them. They're missing. He didn't score for quite a while when he joined us, and then Ryan Giggs was saying in his first season when Cole joined, he'll be a winter ball player, and he actually did when the pitches got a bit heavier. A yellow ball player, I should say, and he is better at that because it slows everybody down to Cole Stockton's pace. But yeah, Stockton. Don't worry about him unless it's in the 6-yard box. Then you need to worry about him.
Well, I know what he's like. He's caused us some pain in the past. Now I can't let you go because people will have a crack at me. But Jay Bird. I mean, we spoke about Jay last time we were on, and ironically, I don't think he's played since, has he?
No.
I mean, he's a Don's lad. So.
Oh right, okay.
Well, he came through our academy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Right, okay. Jay Bird.
Achilles injury.
Yeah, he's had a long-term injury. I did see him. He was interacting with a lot of our fans in the concourse at the City games. He seems a nice enough lad. But when I've seen him play through pre-season, I kept thinking, why has he got this reputation as being a quick player? Not seen it. His general overall play looked National League to me.
Because you bought him from Exeter City, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if we bought him or it was. I don't know if it was the end of his contract or whatever. But he was at Rochdale most recently. I heard there's a bit of an attitude problem with him at Exeter from some sources. But he's come in and he just looked leggy. As in he looked lacking in pace. And all right, okay, I'll take your word on that. But yeah, Jay Bird has made no impact, but a lot of that's been injury related. Yeah. He's not going to start for us next season if he's still here. He's he didn't cost 600 grand. He's not Ryan Graydon, so he's well deep on the depth chart.
Okay. Ryan Graydon, I mean, that was a hell of a signing for you, wasn't it?
We love him. We are nothing without Ryan Graydon because everything goes through him because he's running. And he's, for a player of his size, he's very good in the air. He's a fighter. I can imagine him getting the gloves on and lacing up because he's a physical player who's not that big, but very, very quick. His finishing has been at times embarrassing, but I just love his effort. We expected more goals. That's why I think we were in for Macaulay Langstaff just before the deadline. That would have been, we would have been in the group with you lot. I guarantee it if we would have got Langstaff in. That would have been perfect. I love that player.
Right, okay. Well, they say never say never. We're going to wish you all the very best for the rest of the season, except for Saturday. But we can't say that. We can't not say this. You never know. We might see in a few weeks' time.
Again. Yeah.
Again.
Yikes. Yeah.
And then, if that is the case, we'll try and get all 4 teams on here. But
happy days.
Could prove interesting. But we wish you all the very best. We'll obviously be watching out for your results and, you know.
Yeah, genuinely, Danny, honestly, it's a pleasure, but I generally wish you well, obviously, other than the weekend, but for the rest of the season. I think you've got a good team, like you're saying. I think if you can get the best out of them to the end of the season, all the best to you, mate.
Magic. No, highlight, honestly, hopefully, if we're not in the same league, let's have a friendly and let's just meet up on a friendly podcast. Perfect.
Do it. Yeah,
happy with that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
100%. Good stuff. Well, hopefully, so if you're around I'm going to go to the game. So if you're around, I might bump into you if you're there, Danny. But
I'm away. Birthday weekend for me. I'm away.
All right. Okay.
But we'll be there. But
I've been summoned by her that should be obeyed.
Okay.
To the caravan. There we go. But best of luck, Danny, and to say thanks so much for jumping on. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Have a good season. Cheers, lads.
Love it, Danny. Take care, mate. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
He's the best guest we have.
I think so. Danny's a top guy, top team.
Can't we get him on here talking about all the other clubs? every week.
I think we should do. Whatever happens,
we could call it Danny's Diary or something.
Exactly. Yeah, the Diary of Danny. But no, cracking stuff. And yeah, look, I keep an eye on Salford, obviously with Carl there as well. And if,
Indeed.
You know, but I hope that, again, if we go up in the autos, I generally hope they go up in the playoffs, mate. To be quite honest, you know, it'd be great to see that and to continue that battle royale. But I think
we could have had Carl Robinson back, couldn't we?
Well, yeah.
Do you want to read that bit out?
I'm trying to think how I word this without saying it.
Without
allegedly,
solicitors are watching.
Yeah, allegedly. Nudge, allegedly for legal reasons.
Well, we got it from a very good source, didn't we?
I know we got it from a very good source.
You couldn't get it a lot better.
No, you couldn't. Not really. The horse's mouth comes to mind. But yeah, allegedly, Colin, Carl Joseph Robinson applied for the job at the same time or just before Mr. Paul Warne. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. But apparently, allegedly, the club never called him back.
Never got an interview.
And allegedly, that said manager or spokesperson for said manager was happy to come onto the show to discuss that point.
But we thought it was too dangerous, didn't we?
Allegedly, we thought that it was a dangerous thing to have done, that it might have caused more problems than not, allegedly.
Yeah. Can I just say, as a conclusion to that, he never got an interview, did he? He applied but never got an interview.
Do you know what, right? Allegedly. If said question is true, from mouth of said horse, I was disappointed that
I'll tell you what, he wouldn't have been very appreciative if he told the source was a horse.
What exactly? But if all said and done, look, that person should have got a phone call back out of courtesy, even if nothing else, for what he's done for this club. I think, and again, we've only heard it from one side, allegedly, that if said rumour from mouth of horse is true, then that's not okay. But that is only one side of the story, and we haven't heard the right to reply from the other individual who may wish to reply to that offline at some point when we catch up with them.
I feel I'm
really trying to be very careful what I say.
I feel I want to say something a bit cryptic.
Go on.
I would say that somebody at Milton Keynes wasn't very sweet on him.
No. Oh, Mrs. Robinson, what are you saying? Yes, I agree. I
wonder who that was.
I agree.
Anyway, far be it from us to gossip.
Indeed, allegedly. There we go.
Right.
No animals were harmed in the discussion.
We'd just like to say, if anybody is watching, we kept saying allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Anyway, there we are.
That was from a very good source, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good source. But Ryan, Stockton
couldn't get any better, really.
No. It's a great concoction for something. I don't know if it's for football though, Ryan. So we'll see. We won't be seeing you next year.
Danny. We like Danny.
We do, Chris. We do, and hopefully we do, because they go up in the playoffs and we get to play Carl again next season.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I generally wish him the best. Great as always, Danny. Couldn't agree more, Matt. He's a quality guy, and if you are off to the game and you do see Danny on the way to the ground,
say hello.
Do drop him a hi.
Buy him a beer. Buy me a beer.
Well, you can't buy him a beer because there's no pub nearby. It's 1.5 miles away.
That's a good point.
That is. Hence why a lot of us get up on the train. So if you are going up on the train, we're going up on the train. I think 7:20 train is where we're going from Milton Keynes Central. If you do want to group together, because we may be going into Stockport Station, where there may or may not be a few people who disagree with our approach to football. Let's put it that way. And maybe why, allegedly, I may be going on the train with Ollie, Adrian, and others as a protection for these things, obviously. And I may or may not be taking that flag and sticking it up in the window.
You talking about things like that? I was walking along the front at Hunstanton last summer.
I remember
last summer. Yeah. And I'd got a Don shirt on, and somebody went, "Franchise bastards."
I get it all the time. It's great, isn't it? It's great. When I go down to see my
that's in Hunstanton.
Well, I went to see my kids. Obviously, they live down in Portsmouth, so I get it in the neck. But I'm walking down the seafront there with the thing, and I get exactly the same. And I just shout bingo like that. And it's like pretend I'm marking off a card. It's funny, mate. If that bothers teams, then good luck to them.
Anyway, it's 9:30.
It's time to talk. Not with each other, as part of a team.
Team talk, because you know what time it is as well, don't you?
Go on.
Got to go to the loo.
It's comfort break time. So I think there's only one thing left to say, Cole.
Yeah, Roll VT. Come on, let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Team Talk with Chris and Ryan. So me and Ryan are separate this week, so I'm going to be doing the opening for you today. So today will consist of a review of the Colchester and Barnet games, and then a preview of the upcoming Salford game, obviously followed by injury news, team news and score predictions. So let's get into it. So the team here is the team that Don's lined up with against Colchester. So Offord, Sanders, Marvers back three, Mellish, Jones wing backs, midfield four of Liam Kelly, Dan Crowley, Gilby and Wiles. And then Aaron Collins up front as the Dons remain unchanged against Colchester. The one goal against them is lovely header off the goal from Wiles, rebounded off Collins off the goalkeeper, header for an goal. Obviously the game saw return for Jack Payne. The Dons did see out the game to win 1-0. Took the 3 points, sent them to 14 games unbeaten, and then that was their fourth win on the bounce.
Last Saturday just wasn't our day. A 3-1 defeat to Barnet wasn't the result we expected, but credit where it's due. They showed up and played really well. We did manage to grab a fortunate goal through John Mellish, which gave us a hope early on, but that momentum didn't last long. Within 20 minutes, we found ourselves 3-1 down, chasing the game and struggling to get a foothold. Then, a big moment, a penalty. It felt like a lifeline, a real chance to shift the momentum and get ourselves back into it. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, as their goalkeeper pulled off a crucial save. There was questions afterwards about why Hepburn Murphy stepped up with Collins still on the pitch. But at the end of the day, those decisions are part of the game. It simply wasn't our day. Now it's about regrouping, learning from it and turning on the focus to Salford. A fresh challenge, a new opportunity and a chance to get back to winning ways.
Straight into injury news. So we've got Nelson, Patterson, Mendes-Lang and Collar all back in training. So Nelson missed last week's game due to personal reasons. Collar and Mendes are back in full training, and Patterson will be back in full training this week as well. Expected to see Mendes, Collar and Nelson all part of the squad on Saturday. I don't think we'll see Pato, but if we get all four of them on the bench or in the team, that would be absolutely brilliant. So in terms of unavailable players, obviously we know Kane Wilson and Matete are out till the end of the season with their respective hamstring and knee injuries, and then on to two new injuries. So obviously Evans picked up an injury on Saturday, most likely leg related, and then Sanders has broken his elbow/shoulder, so will be out for the rest of the season. Big miss, Sanders. The rest of them wouldn't say as much so, but yeah, Sanders massive miss, but obviously you've still got Nelson in the team, which is always good to have. So my predicted lineup for the upcoming Salford game is Craig McGillivray to retain his place in goal. Nelson's coming for Sanders in the back three of Offord and Marvek Pateta. Wing backs, Jones to come back in from the main, managed to keep his place. Onto the midfield, Kelly, Wiles and Gilby. And then moving on to the front line, Mendes-Lang to come in for Collins, to the front two of Collins and Mendes-Lang.
Next up, Salford City. This is where it matters now. the business end of the season after that setback against Barnet. It's time to respond the right way by getting back to winning ways. Last time we faced Salford, we got the job done with a solid 2-0 win. Goals from Mendes Lang and Patterson sealing it, and overall the record speaks for itself. 5 meetings, 3 wins. We know how to beat them. There's been noise before, even Roy Keane questioning our creativity after that narrow loss last season. But this is a different moment, a different mindset. This is a team pushing for promotion. Salford might have big names behind the scenes with Gary Neville and David Beckham and Carl Robinson in the dugout. But this is our stage. Time to show them exactly what a promotion side looks like. Time to make a statement. Time to hold that second spot and push forward. Let's go, you Dons!
I've gone for a 3-1 win to MK Dons with Nelson, Mendes Lang and Collins all to bag goals for the Dons. Overall, it was a pretty mixed last week, obviously with 3 points against Colchester, 3 points dropped against Barnet. Going into this week, be absolutely crucial. We need to get 3 points away from home to keep the form up. Obviously, Notts County dropping points midweek is really, really beneficial to us. But all the teams around us winning last week, so the pressure's starting to mount up now. Big week head-to-head against Carl Robinson's side, but hopefully with Mendes Lang, Collar, Nelson and Pato all back, it should be all good. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Dons.
And we're back.
Oh, you got a green shirt on.
Well, the reason I've got this on,
I'm just having another one.
Ireland tomorrow, playoff game for the World Cup, Cole.
Really?
So massive shout out. They've got a playoff game away at the Czech Republic to see whoever wins that then goes through to play either Denmark or whoever it is to get a place in the World Cup final. So good luck to the Irish boys tomorrow. I know a lot of the Irish boys are watching tonight. Will be either at the game or watching it tomorrow as well. So come on, Ireland. All the best.
Right, we've got 2 things left to do.
We have.
Injury of the week.
Yep.
Do you want to do that now, quickly?
No.
Wow.
No.
Roll VT.
You want to roll VT?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. Ready?
Yeah, go.
There are two.
Two. Lemon.
And Sanders.
And Sanders. That bad luck about Sanders, wasn't it?
Not good. Not good.
Yeah, he's so Ryan said he's out for the season. I confess I hadn't heard that.
No, I mean there's been conflicting things between whether it was shoulder or his elbow or mixture of the two. But yeah, it looks like it could be.
Funny we've had Collins had a similar type thing, didn't he? At the start?
He did. Yeah, he did.
So, a very unusual injury, but it looks like we've had it twice now.
I think so. But again, it's one of those, Cole. If he's back before the end of the season, it's a bonus. If not, we will see a speedy recovery either way.
Of course. It's a horrible thing.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to the conundrum.
Conundrum.
Do you want to read it again, or do you want me to read it?
I can read it again if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go on then. Go for it.
Conundrum. It's like playing one of those crosswords. Would I risk returning players this weekend to try and get the job done, knowing they could get injured and not be available for the playoffs if that's our fate? That's the question. Thoughts on a postcard? Send them in. Box. No, sorry, on the chat channel. Go for it, Cole. What's your thoughts?
Well, I said this last week. It's got to be crossing Warren's mind that do I risk them now and hopefully get us over the line?
Yep.
Or do I wait, because we might be in the playoffs? I mean, we don't really know. I mean, but I would hate to have to make that decision because you could damage one or all of those players, and then find out you end up in the playoffs, and then you think we've got no Pato, no Mendes Lang, no Collar. You're going to be just, he's damned if he does, and he's damned if he doesn't. And what's your feeling?
It's a difficult one for me, Cole, because it's great to have those players back. That's the first thing, right? Can't deny that. Squad depth, options is fantastic, and it gives the gaffer a headache. That said, with the team that we've had to date, they have done the job. They have proven they can do the job. And I think it would be mighty harsh to just drop people because someone else is fit.
Yeah, but let's not forget that we lost on Saturday.
We did, but we also won the previous 4 in a row.
Yeah, but, they say never change a winning team, so I can understand.
Yeah, exactly that.
He's kept the nucleus of that team together. But we lost on Saturday. Do we need a fresh... If Mendes Lang and Nelson, well, we think Nelson's going to be back anyway. But if we get Mendes Lang back and... I've forgotten the bloody names now. Collar. And Pat, if we could get that, that's going to give...
Oh, look.
Not only the fans, it's going to give the team a mental lift.
Of course it is. But to go to Salford and just change it from a starting lineup, I would be quite surprised. I think they're the sort of players that it's great to have them back, but I would bleed them in gently, Cole. Yeah. I would that I don't see 90 minutes out of any of them. I think they're all.
I don't see 90 minutes.
And I would probably have all of them on as a second half towards the end of the game. Bring them on, make an impact. If it's still a draw, they're the types of player that can change a game. If you're 1-0 down, they're the guys that can come on and make an impact. It's that kind of thing. So, look, it's a difficult one for Warney because it is. You don't want to put.
It's a hell of a decision to make.
It is. Look, ultimately, I think, it's a difficult one. I think, we've had one loss. It's not great. It's going to happen at some point. I think you give that squad the ability to try and bounce back for at least the first half of a game. See how that pans out. If we're 2 or 3 up, it'd be lovely. Don't get me wrong. But if we are,
it'd be a bloody miracle.
What do you know? What I'd love it. Don't get me wrong. No, but if we're 2 or 3 up, then you don't need to bring them on. That's the thing. No. You can. I still think they'd get on, but it'd be like 5-10 minutes maybe as a cameo rather than a 20-minute impact sort of thing. So it's I mean, do you bring them on? It ultimately depends how the game plays out. I mean, if we're 1 or 2 up, then you kind of your options are a little bit like, okay, we don't need to risk it a bit. But if we're 1 or 2 down, that's when you're starting to think, who do we bring on and how quickly?
Yeah, but if you're 1 or 2, if you're 2, say you're losing 2-0, bring them on and risk them, would you?
My only worry out of all of them is Pato. I think would be too soon. I know he's fit in inverted commas, but
too soon.
I think it's a couple of games too early. And when I spoke to him, he said 2 or 3 weeks before he was fully fit. So that would bring him to this week. But I mean, again, if it's only just starting to heal, do you risk it and then send him out for the rest of the season when we could probably need him in a couple of games' time, like against Bromley, etc. The Oldham game. That's where I would see him coming back in and making an impact. But it's difficult. Again, this is why the manager gets paid the big bucks and we don't, Cole. But I'd have him on the bench. I'd 100% have him all on the bench. Then who you drop off the bench is...
Well, Hogan and Lecco would be my men.
Well, it would be for me as well, to be honest. But I think if they're fit and they're able...
And let's not forget Lemon's not available. Probably won't be available.
No. And we wish him a speedy recovery as well, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
I think, if they're fit and they're available, you have them on the bench as options.
I mean, that's potentially... You've got to. If you're going to ease Hogan and Lecco out of the team, you're potentially got... Well, you're going to have Lemon as well. You could potentially have... Nelson's going to come in for Sanders. So...
Allegedly, Ross, yes.
Well...
Come and find us at the next home game at the Casbah, and I will reveal all.
What was that?
Russ just said, if the person who wasn't sweet on Robbo allegedly is who I think they are, Robbo is 10 times better football-wise than him, allegedly. And I said, quite right too, allegedly. Come and see us at the Casbah off air, and we'll reveal all.
Yeah.
Allegedly, sorry.
I mean, apparently not being sweet on him wasn't a big enough clue.
Indeed. Matt said we came back from Swindon game via Bicester and kitted out. We had people saying to me and to my 2 young boys, up the franchise.
Oh,
brilliant! Love it stuff. Good stuff, Matt. I do love it though when people get really bothered by just us walking past.
I will. In Hunt Stanton's defence, I have walked along the front and somebody went, "Come on, you Dons."
Yeah, sorry about that. I said hello as well. But anyway, Danny says I give out a lot more abuse than I receive. It's just pointed out by someone at the club that I do get a little close to the mark. Can't
understand it, can you, Danny? No,
never understood that at all, Danny.
No.
And again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and so should you be as well, Danny. I spoke to Jack Sanders myself. His elbow looked mashed, so yeah, I thought it was the elbow, but we've heard shoulder, elbow, all sorts, haven't we? Of late on the social media. So thanks for that one, Ryan. James is often still walking a yellow top.
Yeah, still on 9, isn't he?
Right, at the moment.
Still on 9.
Yeah, easily. Ryan said bench them to give them a cameo. Yeah, agree on that one. Sorry, we've got quite a few comments here, Colin. They all suddenly come through at once for some reason.
Really?
Danny said all 4 bench and the big one from the bottom, please. Very good, Danny. Luke said, I would return them all onto the bench. If Pato has only trained this week, I would leave him out. Yeah, that's kind of where I was a little bit nervous. So thanks for that, Luke. And have Mendes and Collar on the bench, just a bit of strength to drop Lecco off the bench. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the key thing, Cole, for me. If they're fit enough for the bench, great. Thank you guys for the comments, by the way. Grant, gutted. Sanders out for the season. Kane Wilson, we've not seen him. 25 minutes we've seen him for this season, Grant. Hope Nelson is back Saturday and Lang as we could be destroyed. I don't think we'll get destroyed, but it's going to be a tough game. So any advantage?
I mean, there's something to say that 3-1 is our biggest defeat this season.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, I like the way you said so far. Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way, but I don't want to jinx it. That's why I say it, Cole. Danny says saying that Nelson has to start with the Colonel out. Yeah, it's
well, it was for personal reasons, we understand, but we don't really know what exactly.
It was personal reasons that he was
family issues, as Luke's pointed out.
Yeah, Nelson should be back because of that injury. That was his family issues. Hope that's resolved and he's okay. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Thank you, Luke. Ryan said, I had a brief convo with Paul and he is very confident.
I'm glad he is.
If he's not, I'd be worried, right? I had a brief convo with Carl Robinson, who was confident as well, which I wasn't too pleased about, but there we go. Matt said the game changes, which is hugely positive.
You see, that's my argument as well, Matt. Sometimes you have to throw the dice and
I don't disagree, Cole. I just, like I said to you, I wouldn't start them. I think that's far too much of a risk and it would be reckless.
45 minutes?
Depends where we are in the game. If we're up 2-0, I would probably leave it to the last
at the end of the day, we don't know how fit or rusty they are. No, we don't. So, you just have to trust him and make the right decision.
But like you say, I would hate to lose them all to injury after that one game. I would rather...
See, that was my feeling as well. Some of our players look knackered, but we have had a weak recovery this time.
We have, yeah. No, thanks to Sky Sports, by the way. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Matt. Appreciate that. It's just a difficult one, but like as I say, I think the majority view at the moment is that off the bench is probably where we need to be. Evening Legends. It said sorry for late to the party, but you reckon we lose another game before the end of the season, and who? Very good question, Sid, and thanks for joining as well. Cole, where do you see it? Do you see us winning or going undefeated? I'll give you the rundown of the running. Not that you probably need it, but
I'm frightened about Oldham.
Oldham's the one I'm worried about. Oldham and Barnet were the two that concern me the most out of this running, Sid, if I'm honest.
We said about Barnet, this was didn't fancy it at all.
Yeah,
and I was basing that on the first half when we played down at their place.
Yeah. So if we look at it, obviously Salford this weekend, Barrow at home, I've got no worries with that, really. We shouldn't be worried about that. Oldham away, we'll come back to that one. Bromley at home, I think we've got enough in the locker.
I fancy us against Bromley. I really do fancy us.
Crewe away, tough, but it's winnable. Tranmere at home, I think
should win that.
They're in a bit of a state. Fleetwood away, that could be where it all hinges.
I mean, what would be, in your opinion, the minimum points we need to go up?
To go up out of the last 7? Let's have a look. I'd say 14 points at least.
You reckon?
I think we can afford 1 loss and 2 draws to stay in that top 3.
I don't think we're gonna. I mean, assuming
14 points is
it's a dangerous thing. We're going to get 6 points out of Barrow and Tranmere. I know it's a dangerous thing because they're fighting for their lives, but 6 points puts on 80 points.
In seasons before that would have been enough, Cole, but this season it's not.
Yeah, I'm going to say, and this is probably, I'm going to say 3 more wins gets us up.
Okay.
83 points. I think we'd be very unlucky not to go up automatically.
I think for me, this is again good question, Sid. By the way, I think I want to see us win this weekend, but I think worst case is a draw. We've already said. Barrow for me is a win. Oldham, do you know what? I'd be pleased with a draw if we come away with not losing. Is the key thing there. That's the one that's a banana skin for me.
I watched Oldham last night and they were devastating.
Yeah, they were. Bromley at home, I think we've got enough to prove.
I think we'll beat Bromley.
Yeah, it'll be close, but I think we'll do it. Crew away, not too concerned about. That could be a score draw, but winnable. Tranmere winnable. Fleetwood away on the last day. Nerves are jangling if we need the points. That could be a bit of a worry.
Well, we've been last game of the season before, haven't we?
Yeah, but I think Oldham's the only one I'm concerned about. If I'm honest, looking at the fixture list there, the rest of I think we can go unbeaten for the rest of the season. That Oldham one's the only one I'm not too sure. It wholly depends who's fit ultimately, Cole. If we've got Pato and Mendes and Collar and others back, we should be all right. I say we should be all right. I think Good Friday will be a great Friday. Maybe I'm being a bit too overconfident, but I think we'll be fine there. Easter Monday for me. If we lose that, I think it goes to the last day. If we get something out of that, I think we'll be there a week before the end of the season. There you go, Sid. Thank you for a very thought-provoking question. Cole, over to you.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, I've said my part. Yeah. I'm frightened of Oldham, but I'm not frightened of Bromley. I've been looking forward to the Bromley game. I mean, a lot of people have said that is a title decider. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, Bromley have got a real nasty running.
Yeah, another good question from Ryan as well. So if Collar's back fit, who are you dropping, Cole?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Gilby? Crowley? Kelly?
Crowley probably. Gilby hasn't been on it. Wasn't on it last week. I thought Gilby looked tired.
I think he needs a rest. I'm not saying drop him, but I think he actually.
But we've been here before with Gilby, haven't we?
Yeah.
Where he's played really poor, and then all of a sudden he's bounced right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we need the midfield to perform on Saturday.
But this is the thing, right? For me, with that midfield, each game, different players can bring different qualities, and I think that's where the gaffer earns his money ultimately.
Yeah.
Crowley's come on as a sub in a few games.
He's done all right. Crowley's done all right, but he can be a bit of some of his passes are a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit ring rusty, granted, but he's still a player I like. Can I see him being there at the end of the season? I'm not too sure, if I'm honest, given the fact he's not had much game time.
If we go up, I think that there'll be quite a few games.
Several will probably end up moving on.
But we'll cross that bridge.
Difficult question, Ryan. Difficult question. I don't really know. That's go back to my earlier point. Who do you drop just because someone's fit? I think it wholly depends on how we play out and.
But in my opinion, you can't be precious about.
Of course, you can't be precious. It's the same as a transfer window.
You've got to pick what you think is the strongest 11, and if that upsets people like Hogan and Lecco, well, so be it. They'll be gone in summer.
But no, I like you. You've got to pick your strongest team. But what that looks like at the moment, I don't know, because out of all of it, I think the midfield probably been one of the areas that we've rotated the most through injury and other things, really. Collar is good, but then so is Crowley, so is Kelly. Yeah, you're not for me. You're not dropping Kelly. End of story. Gilby probably isn't going to get dropped, so it's then down to Crowley ultimately.
Yeah,
he then probably is the one that I would see he would move.
Well,
that's what he wants to do.
Don't forget, you got Ben Wiles in there as well.
You got Wiles. Yeah, I can't see Wiles. I think Crowley's the one. If you do anything, he's the one. But then again, it's how you rotate that. Wiles for me and Kelly are the two that have impressed me a lot. Gilby, I love Gilby.
But Hepburn Murphy has got to step up, mate, because
it's a weird one, right? Because he's got the pace, he's got a lot in his locker, but it's just that final touch that's eluding him at the moment. Yeah. If he can get that right, it'd be a real threat. But again, that's what the coaches are there for, to bring the best out of him. Ultimately, I like him as a player, but like you said, I just think if he could be a bit more clinical up front, that could be devastating ultimately. So if he can find his boots between now and the end of the season, Cole, that would be great. That's for sure. But yeah, some good questions, by the way, guys. Thank you. G Van said that last time we dropped points against Barnet, we did beat Salford in the international break 7 days later.
Well, that is open.
Who said you don't have statos at MK Dons? Thank you, G Van. Appreciate that one. PD said, have you discussed the 25% increase in
No, we haven't.
Not yet. Cole, I will move that one over to you. You can start that one.
Well, it didn't really affect me much. I mean, being at my age.
No, I'll be honest with you. I even questioned it with the club. Again, it's not massive amounts, granted, but at the same time, we're in a cost of living crisis. You've got the community day. You've got the ownership saying that they want to increase gates. Yes, we've had new people sign up, and that's great to see, and long may that continue. But I keep going back, and I've said it every season. Just look at Bradford as a model. They dropped their prices to silly season. They filled their ground out. A few years later, they started increasing the prices back up, and they gate about 17,000 every week. So, look, if you're serious about it, I just think, and again, I honestly think, and who am I? And they can just sit here if they watch the show and think, what is this a week? No, that's right. It's about a point of view, right? It's too two-dimensional for me. If you're thinking that that's because you need to raise the price to help fund X, Y, and Z, lowering the ticket price will allow people to have more options to buy in the concessions, to buy in the shop, and all the ancillaries around the actual
it's difficult.
Two-dimensional thinking for me.
Yeah, it's difficult growing the club. I mean, this club's is in its infancy. If you think about it, I mean, we've noticed over the years there's more and more younger kids coming in, more and more, which is brilliant, and that is increasing. And old buggers like me and you that have come from somewhere else with a history.
Wimbledon days, yeah.
Milton Keynes is Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, and all the rest of it. It's going to take generations.
But this is my point, Paul, and we've said this off air, and we were aligned on it. But you've got to give people a reason to come. The community day, I know it was free, but people still chose to take the time to come, and we had a decent crowd. So there is the ability for a catchment there, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you've got to make the prices competitive. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to say it, I think personally the leadership are either deluded, out of touch, or not speaking to the right people. If you think bottom line is going to increase our season ticket sales to more, of course, if we go up, you're going to get a little bounce. That's just natural. But you need to drop it down to get that catchment area to come first, get them involved, get them hooked, get them, to love what we all love. Then you start bringing that price back up a little bit time by time.
Well, that's knackered our chances of getting Paul Warren on the show.
Yeah. That's my view, Cole. It's a point of view. I'm not castigating, but it's a point of view. And I think by lowering it, if you get more, you're earning more in the shop profit margin. You're earning more in the concessions. If people come on the tickets high, they're not going to spend as much doing those things. So I just think there's a bigger picture at play here, and I really, really think it's an opportunity missed. But again, hopefully I'm proved wrong and they can laugh at me. It's a point of view. But we've seen it in the 20 plus years.
Time will tell.
We've been here 20 plus years, Cole.
I mean, as well, if we do get promoted, that will probably, increase.
Saying Dave can't come. Sorry to hear that, Dave. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Cole.
I say if we get promoted, that might.
You get a bounce. Of course, you get a bounce.
I mean, we're going to get, obviously. If you look at it next season, potentially we could be playing a lot of really local clubs.
We could be.
That there could be, some good away followings at the ground. Where, you can't survive on Harrogate and Salford people and turning up. No.
No, sorry, G Van just said our last 2 promotion campaigns ended with us getting promoted on the final day. They did, and we didn't make it easy either. So you never know, Cole. Could be another one. Again,
another last game.
Yeah, I just go back to point say the season again. Great question, but if you want to get to the levels of season tickets, I'm not talking about extra 200,000-300,000, like doubling our season ticket gate, reduce the price, give people a reason, and also utilize the community, advertise, do more proactively within the community.
Yeah, I don't think they do enough of that.
In the business. No. MK Lightning do more, Cole. MK Lightning do more. And that used to be us. So it tells you what you need to know, right? Anyway, it's our opinion. This is a show where we talk about things. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine, and you're allowed to. Yeah. It's all the joys of having difference of opinion. And respectfully, that's the club's view that they feel upping it is the right thing.
I'll tell you what, Ryan is the bringer of doom and gloom, isn't he? Talking all the
it's obviously Alex Gibb was limping on Saturday. He was. Hopefully, that was just a dead leg from cramp or something from that. Ryan, I hope so. I don't need another injury, especially not to Gilby. Crowley has to play further up the pitch. Couldn't agree more, Matt. I don't think we've utilised him in the right way this season so far. I'm with you on that one. Matt, I'm with you both on that one. I also think the toughest game we have left is Oldham. I was shocked when I saw the position and form before their game last night. Didn't realise they were that good. Yeah, they've really come on strong.
They've really kicked on, yeah.
And this is what happens most seasons, right? There's always one or two teams.
There's always one team that comes out of the pack, mate.
And they've done it. Fair play to them.
But they might do us a favour.
They may do. Danny thinks that, agree, 100%. But should still be chipping in the goals. That's my take on it. But again, I like the guy. I've got a lot of time for him. Jamie says, at the end of the day, we are 20 to 1 to get promoted. 1 to 20, sorry, to get promoted. Have confidence the bookies. No, they don't like to lose money, Jamie. That's for sure. So yeah, exactly.
They'll lose money if we go up as champions.
Well, it depends if your dog chews the barcode this time. So there we go.
Mate, that betting slip is locked away.
I hope so. Anyway. Martin says Kelly makes midfield tick. The only reason for starting Mendes and Collar would be the presence they possess over Murphy and Collins. Thoughts on that, Cole?
Nothing would give me more pleasure than hearing that Mendes Lang was starting on Saturday.
That'd be amazing, but I worry about him getting injured so quickly.
Well, we might be disappointed. He might be so bloody rusty, but.
Well, I'm just trying to say, speaking of Kelly, Martin, because I did, I was in Club Platinum and I did the player.
No, you haven't said. Were you in Club Platinum?
But I did the player match ball for him when I was over there. And again, thank you to Stadium Support Services and Dermot who got me up there. Really appreciate it. And again, great support.
Thanks, Dermot. No invite
great
for
support
me.
And a great sponsor, by the way, for the club.
Really thanks, Dermot.
Anyway. I've got to show you this picture, Martin, because you mentioned it, but I knew he was short. But bearing in mind, I'm 6 foot. But again, look, I don't know if you can see that, but it was like
who was that? Some little kid from school?
That's Kelly. It's Kelly and me. But I couldn't believe how. I mean, I knew he was short, but it was frightening how short. I mean, talk about dynamo. What a midget, but at the same time, brilliant player. Love him. Absolutely.
Can't deny it.
Fantastic player. Anyway, we talked about St Patrick's Day as well because he's an Irish connections as well. Danny said, look at Coventry. They had people who'll be getting free Premier League season tickets because fans bought a 5-year bond, 100%. 100%. And fair play to them. I hope they do go up and it doesn't blow up for them. Again, what they've all been through.
Did you see they interviewed the owner and he said, of course, all the other tickets are going to have to go up.
Well, there's a surprise, right? There's a surprise. Money talks, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, Josh.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
I saw Swindon season early bird were $4.50. We're still cheaper than that.
Oh, we're still cheaper than that, Cole.
And let's not forget, the prices went down last season.
They did go down, but I would have kept it. Or reduced
but they went down. We can't sit here and well, we can.
Well, I'm not knocking it. It was a question. It was a question. My point is, the owners have said that they want to double the season tickets, and the only way you're going to do that is by doing something drastic.
I don't want people to forget that we reduced the season.
We're not ungrateful for it. Not ungrateful for it at all. Like I said, I've renewed mine, but. If what the owners are asking is to double the season ticket, you need to do something like Bradford to do that. Otherwise, you're not going to do it.
Well, we came up with numerous ideas, but they never
got laughed off. And funny enough, some of them are being used now, Cole.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Look at that, Russ, £600
and Russ going up again. I'll leave it there. Going up again because £20,000 was raised against £1 million that they needed to raise. So they needed to find more ways to do it. And it's just mad. It's just mad, right? I don't revel anyone's.
Is that how much they raised? They needed £1 million and they raised 20,000.
20,000. Yeah. Anyway, we don't want to waste our airtime on them. But yeah, it's interesting, right? Be £6,000 by the end of the season for a ticket there. I was stood next to Kelly in M&S, no doubt. So not.
How come people always see these players? I never see any of them.
No, thank you, Josh, because I was exactly like you. I tried not to look shocked standing next to him, but I was like, my goodness, he's really, really tiny. But yeah, fully grown man. I felt like I was
people always bump into these players. I never bump into them.
He's a lovely guy. He really is a lovely guy. Grant said Kelly had the right hump at the end of last season when we saw him in town, probably because my son, who was 10, is the same size. Well, look, at least he doesn't have to pay VAT on shoes and clothing, all right? There's always a bonus to being a slightly smaller framed individual, that's for sure. But there we go. The comments are up to date, Cole. We're up to date.
Oh, good, because I'm bored.
Oh, charming.
No,
charming.
I'm not really. I'm not.
Oh,
I've enjoyed tonight.
Me too. And look, again, thank you to everyone for your comments. We really appreciate your comments coming in.
Yeah.
The opinions, the views, the ideas. Keep them coming. Some great questions, some great comments. As always, we always say we do this show for you. Again, we're fans, for the fans, by the fans, with the fans. Don's Unplugged. There we go.
I'm getting good at that. I know it now.
I might get a t-shirt for you, Cole.
Anyway. It took me about 2 years, but I finally got it.
It's all good.
So
by the way, just randomly, clothing lines for us are coming in for summer range. By the way, polo shirts.
Really?
And I have two pairs of concept swimming trunks with Don's Unplugged. So there you go. Coming our way.
Budgie smugglers.
No, the shorts. I've got to an age where budgie smugglers would just.
What about these sweatshirts? Where are they? Hoodies.
Stuck in transit in China at the moment, unfortunately. But
in the Straits of Hormuz.
Well, exactly right. I would be surprised.
Right, okay. We're back next week, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. But G-Van has finished off with one more comment, and he says, who needs Lionel Messi when you have prime Liam Kelly? Couldn't put it better myself. Thank you, G-Van. Ryan said, who are you putting that quote on? When are you putting that quote on the top? It's being done at the moment, actually, Ryan. There's quite a few we're doing for... it's a surprise. It's a surprise, but we've got some new Don's merch coming to coincide with the new trailer that's being launched. So hopefully we've got some new winter.
What? Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if we go up, I've got to do a new bloody show intro.
I know, we've got new t-shirts coming as well. It says League One on the arm. If we don't go up, they're going to be on ice for a while. Got my nephew lad at full care and the mascot for Barrow with Kelly on the back because they're the same height. Fantastic.
Oh,
Kelly.
what?
Please make sure you get a photo of that. That'd be hilarious. We could put it on here.
I thought Kelly was the mascot.
Yeah, indeed. Right. Lovely guy, though. Jamie says, great show as always, lads. Roll on, Salford. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you and thank you for your input tonight as well. See you on Saturday. Come on, you Dons, Grant. See you there, Grant. If you are going pubbing and you're in,
if you're in Unstanton, I'll see you, Grant.
Well, if you're in Manchester and catching the train or in the town centre, let me know, Grant, and you can come and meet us up in the pub. There'll be plenty of us there. Dave says all good things come in small packages.
Yeah, is the Salford game on the TV at the weekend?
Depends where you're looking at it from, but I'm sure there are certain alleged instruments of fire and sticks that may have it. Anyway, there we go. Kerry Ann says, I had photos of some of the players before the Cambridge game boarding the bus outside the stadium. That's lovely to see. That's great to hear as well, Kerry Ann. So, yeah, hopefully, if you got one of Kelly, you can see that difference. It shocked me. That's for sure. Matt, M&S is definitely the place to meet players. Many years ago, I met Dean Bowditch there as well. There you go. Is this in the clothing or the food? It isn't just any player, Cole. It's an MK Dons player.
Is this in the clothing or the food area? That's what I want to know.
Both, probably. They're both quality.
Did your
places.
wife tell you size doesn't matter? Yeah, but she was just being kind, Dave.
There you go. Fantastic. And G-Van says Sky Sports Plus question.
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Is it on Sky Sports Plus?
It may be, to be fair. Maybe.
Okay.
Have a look out.
I doubt it.
Luke is confirmed. Yes, Sky Sports Plus with its international break.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And Ryan has also said he met Dean Bowditch on Saturday. And
Really?
Russ took it an extra leg. He said, I met Bowditch in Costco once. There you go. Not many can make that claim. What did he buy and how much of it was there, Russ, is the next question. G Van, I once met Mike Williamson outside my local first Tesco. It's brilliant. I love this. Thank you. And Matt, it was self-service checkouts. There you go.
We should have that next week. What Don's player did you meet and where?
What Don's player was on your supermarket sweep list this week?
I mean, the most unfortunate place to be in the Gents urinal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's...
Well, I mean, if Kenny was standing next to you in the urinal, you'd be worried about weeing on him, wouldn't you?
Fantastic. Kerry Ann confirms that she said, yes, I did one with Kelly, and he is shorter than me. I would like to find a fan who is shorter than Kelly that I had a photo with, who isn't a child, who's a fully grown adult. That would be interesting.
Parsnip shorter than Kelly.
Anyway, Luke says, good night, lads. Let's go win Saturday. Absolutely, Luke. Fantastic. Couldn't have ended with a better comment myself. So
Is that it?
That is it, Cole.
Woo!
That
10 past 10, just to prove we're live. We're back 7:45 next Wednesday night, where we'll be talking all things Barrow, won't we?
We'll be all things Barrow and debrief dissection of all things Salford.
I'm going to leave talking about Barrow. I'm going to leave you with this. The Notts County fans were singing last night, I've got a wheelbarrow, the wheel fell off.
Yep. That's one of their songs.
I know, it's brilliant. They were losing 3-0 at the time.
Something to sing about, I guess. There we go.
So we'll see you next week.
We will.
Thanks to everybody that's been on the show. Thanks to Danny. Great guest, as ever. We sort of hope we'll see him at the end of the season, and then again, we sort of don't. But hopefully we'll see him next season. And talking about seeing people soon, we'll see you next Saturday. We'll see you on Saturday. Well, I won't, but he will. He will.
He will.
He will. And we'll be back here next Wednesday, 7:45, talking all things Barrow, all the usual, plus a bit more. Hopefully, we're talking about a win. That's about it, really. Is that about it, really?
It is. So come on, you Dons, and also for tomorrow, good luck, Ireland. Get the win.
Yeah, good luck, Ireland.
Cheers, Cole.
Okay, right. That leaves me with the final action of the day. Say good night, Aidan.
Good night, Aidan.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Come on, you Dons.
Come on, you Dons. See you Saturday. Take care, everyone.
Good night.